Hi, everybody. Welcome to Karmic X Live. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. I'm back at it. I'm a man without a time frame, a schedule, if you will. There's part of me that wants to start in the morning, kind of start from there, work onward. But there's part of me that wants to be, have the gears greased up verbally so I don't, become a mute whenever I want to be available for MLC, okay? So that's me moving forward. That's the only show I give two fucks about is MLC. Any other podcast, if you want me on your show, cough up $1,000 fucking dollars, and then I'll be on your goddamn show. How about that? Let's start talking real. If you want me on your show, cough up the fucking dough. I'm gonna do it for piddly chump change, just to be made a fool later on down the road. So if you're gonna make a fool out of me, you better pay me well, motherfuckers. In saying that, welcome to the show. Oh, is that too harsh? Oh, what do you do for that money? Well, I'll do something for it. I'll give you $1,000 worth of entertainment. If I'm just there to chill for a moment, I'll give you chill. But the money's got to cough up. Now we're talking big bucks now. I went through fucking hell over the last month, and now everybody who does not want that, wants me on their show, wants to talk shit. I'm like, just be on the outside looking in. I don't want to do your stupid fucking shows. All you except MLC. And if that goes away, so be it. That's how I'm looking at it moving forward. Alright? Welcome to Karmic X Live. I'm your host, Karmic. Now I'm in a mood.
I just watching Karmic, the big news of the dabbleverse, or the big guy. I totally blown away. Yeah, thanks Peter Sky Parker for telling everybody that KB's streaming. I'll wind up with 3 people. And what's KB's channel? Anyone? We could snipe that. Guys, what's going on? It's been a while. Forgive me for the lighting and try moving. Fuck me. Sorry. I hope I just didn't dox my entire self. Yes, she does. And that's one thing about being an old married man. You look at them, but you know you'll never actually see them up close and personal. Anyway, I apologize for the lighting. A little fucked up here tonight. If I could just get set up in one place and stream from there all the time, my life would be much simpler. But that is not to be, not for a while yet. And I also had my nose frozen. I don't know if you guys ever had what's that stuff? The not nitrous oxide, liquid nitrogen put on your face. So I had that on there. And look, KB is a worthy competitor. And if I had known that, if I'd been paying attention, I totally would have tried to find her channel. And if Gina was on, I totally would have tried to snipe it. But, Dan, if you're still there, what's Lady KB's channel? She can't be monetized. She can't get pissed off at me for stream sniping, can she? Lady KB. No, Lady KB. Definitely not the woman we think it is. I can show you who Lady KB is. Anyway, nobody's answering me here, but that's all good. That's I think you're coming through the wrong mic. Anything is possible, but I don't think so. My settings were checked. Headphones. Microphone, yeah. So sometimes this mic does not work great with StreamYard. So that may be a problem. So let's just go over here to Motive. Let us reset the defaults. Let's turn that off. There we go. Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Everything on my end. Just change this just for these assholes. Hold on. Increase mic volume just for shits and giggles. All right. I am going to listen to myself. Oh, you know what? It's an air conditioner. There we go. Had the big old over the window air conditioner. For those of you that are in the know, you know that I stream from a storefront office in Queens, and I had to turn off the big giant AC over the door because that's, we don't do central anything here, and I don't quiet the place down. And one day I'll put up a camera to look outside so we can see the people walking by. I enjoy it. This is actually of the places that I stream from, and there are 3, sometimes 4, 3 that I regularly stream from. This is my favorite because I can smoke my cigars. Nobody bothers me, and yeah, Johnny Payton #8. Schmuel's streams from Genco Import Company in Lower Manhattan. I wish I did. That's Little Italy, what's left of it, which there ain't much, Little Italy's like a block long now. It's like Mott Street. Jesus, what is it, like Broome? No. Is it Broome? I can't even remember now. But it's Mott Street. It's like from Broome to Canal. It's just like, it's very short. And when I was a kid, it was pretty big, but then the Chinese moved in. I think when the Chinese crossed Canal Street, that was the end of Little Italy, because all the Italians moved out. So Little Italy used to have these fantastic restaurants, but now basically all it is it's the guys standing outside with menus trying to get you in. Mulberry Street. No, I think Mulberry, doesn't it go like Canal, Mulberry, and then over to Broome? Am I wrong? Or is it Watts? I can't. I drive it every fucking night and I can't remember. I went to high school like 2 blocks from there. I still can't fucking remember. I get, every now and then I laugh because it'll tell me to take a right turn. If I come out of the tunnel, it tells me to take a right turn on Kenmare. And I'm always like, I've always known where Kenmare was. I always hung out on Kenmare. And I'm still like, oh, it's over here too? So
So much for growing up in the big city. No, I did not go to Xavier. I wish I went to Xavier. If I went to Xavier, I probably would not be here doing this shit right now. I'd probably have gotten a decent education. I went to um, another school similar to Xavier. We were, the hell is the word? Competitors? Xavier's like the only one left, though, right? I think Power is gone, LaSalle is gone. There's 2 or 3 others that are gone, but Xavier is still there. And for those of you that don't know, Xavier is a Catholic high school, but you have to be like smart or moneyed to get into Xavier. But Xavier is like, it's like when they were talking about Stuttering John and his kid. I don't know where that shot was coming from. Stuttering John and his kid going into Harvard, like, how's he going to pay for it? Nobody cares about that, because once you get into Harvard, you're all set, and the odds of you not graduating from Harvard are very small. They don't take people in who can't graduate, so there's that. SB, send me the link. Johnny Payton, number 8. Johnny, I will do that, but not tonight. I'd like to get out of here by 9 o'clock when Tukey comes on, and I don't have a lot to talk about, but I feel I would be remiss if I did not talk about Karmic and the storm that he's taken the dabbleverse by, and my opinion of him, and that. And then I got to talk a little bit about Quad Father, because I'm getting DMs. I guess that goes back to our brouhaha, whatever, a week or two ago. I'm doing the Stuttering John thing where I forget my fucking thing is mirrored. I got to go to that. I want to talk about Joe Biden having cancer. Not that I got a lot to say on it, but I will just start by saying there is no way that this was just all of a sudden found. Not in that guy. If they didn't do a PSA on the guy, and I know Dr. Steve put out the tweet that they don't recommend doing a PSA on men over 70, because generally speaking, left untreated, it's not going to kill you. You'll die with it, not because of it. But the dude is the president of the United States. So if it wasn't done, it wasn't done because they didn't want to do it. But I do believe that even though they don't do a PSA, they still do the digital exam. So, and that's where they found it. So, and my take on Biden having cancer, I don't want the guy, I don't want any ill will, anything ill to happen to the guy. I feel bad for him. Prostate cancer is brutal. I know. And at this point, there's not really a lot they can do. They'll give him, he'll get hormones. He'll get, I think the drug is called Luperon, and it really just, it raises your estrogen. And it's like an estrogen shot, and that keeps the prostate cancer from growing. And for some people it works, and for some people it doesn't. I know one guy that he's an old man now. He was an old, I can't remember the fucking guy's name, but he's old enough to have been in Bruce Lee movies. And I can't think, I can't think of the guy's name. I'll look it up next time. But that guy's had prostate cancer for years, and he gets his Luperon shot like every month or two. And I know a guy from the program, shall we say, who also had metastatic prostate cancer. And he's not in the greatest shapes in the world, but he's still kicking. And I've been in going on 9 years, and he was there years before me, so he's been doing okay. But Chris Mack, let's just answer your question. They sure knew he had cancer years ago. It's a blood test. it's a specific blood test, right? It's a PSA, prostate specific antigen, and they don't do it unless you ask for it. And I was diagnosed with prostate cancer accidentally, judging by our audience. So I have 19 people coming up on. I have 19 viewers, live viewers on YouTube. If I can get to 22, I'll tell my prostate cancer story because it's I think it's pretty funny. But anyway, I was diagnosed accidentally, and I go to the doctor regularly, like regularly. I had a heart attack when I was 39, and I got diagnosed with prostate cancer when I was like 47, 48, and all the years of getting blood work, never had there been any indication, because they didn't do prostate PSAs on men under 50. I think that might have changed, but they didn't do PSAs on men under 50 when I was there. So nobody bothered testing me. And it was, like I said, discovered by accident. So, but I kind of think it's a funny story. I've had them check my blood work for my yearly physical the past 3 years. I'm not yet 40. He's the freaking president. Hey, man, I'm not arguing with you, and I'm not debating it, but what I am saying is that if you've had, I'm sure that he had his prostate exams regularly, right? But the PSA test, but once you go past 70, they don't recommend it be part of the regular screening panel. And the biggest issue that they have with prostate cancer specifically is that treating it doesn't necessarily make better outcomes than not treating it. And now they do all this like watchful waiting and shit, like they wait. But I know in my situation, they didn't wait. And I was glad, because once I knew I had it, I fucking wanted it out of me. Because the deal is, your prostate's like a walnut, and just think of a walnut. And they call the walnut the capsule, right? And so what happens is, as long as the prostate cancer stays in there, they remove the prostate, boom, you're fine. Everything should be good. Maybe you need a little radiation after. But the problem is, the minute it gets outside the capsule, it fucking goes, it gets into your bones, it metastasizes, and it's some bad shit. There are some cases when they remove the prostate, right? Well, yes, but you had it already. And then there's always you're always going to have the weird one. There's always going to be like a case, like you'll be able, I'm sure you could Google it. You'll always find that somebody died of prostate cancer who was like 13, or a woman had it, or there's always going to be some weird case where there was no indication of this at all, and they had prostate cancer, but the first time it showed up was in a bone or in a lymph node or something, not in the prostate. But that's, cancer is kind of fucked up. So it kind of does what it wants to do. And the thinking is that it probably is not actually prostate cancer, but it's the one that the cell itself that they're looking at, the cancer cell they're looking at, it most resembles prostate cancer, and they can't go deep enough to know more, so they do it. So yes, Chris Mack, there are some cases when they just remove the prostate, but all women in my family had their prostate removed. Yes, I would hope so. I would hope so. I had mine was removed, and it was a bitch. And there we go. Oh, Cigarette Jones, switching the subject. I'll go back to your cigarette. Dr. Chow, my specialty is really prostate cancer. You go through it, you become a specialist. Just kidding. All right. Would you go to the Hot Shack now that Ray has rescheduled? Has Ray rescheduled? Is that what he's done? Is that what he's done? Um, and uh, I I have a Ray called me today. I didn't answer the phone, and I got a little text message from him to say, "Call me. It's important." And I haven't called him back yet. But maybe that's what he was trying to tell me is the rescheduling talk. Anyway, my point about Biden and prostate cancer was, and it's a little convoluted to get here, but I don't know if you all remember when Trump was president and they wanted his cabinet to go after him. Was it the 25th Amendment, where he's not stable, he's not capable, and his whole cabinet should go after him? The left was screaming that they should go after him and have him removed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then the next 4 years, when it was obvious that Joe Biden was incapable of being president of the United States, he was covered up for. And you didn't hear that at any time Republican or libertarian or anything else, anyone brought it up. You were shunned, blocked, canceled, removed from polite society. It's just, it's just such bullshit. And, Jake Tapper just came out with his new book, and, fuck these guys, fuck CNN, fuck all of them, Fox News, everybody. Everybody was in on it. All these people had to know about Biden. And it's like, if you didn't know, it's because you didn't want to know. And one of the big things I saw last year was when Biden was in, not Normandy, but I guess he went to Italy and he couldn't find his chair afterwards. Or maybe it was the Normandy thing. He couldn't find his chair afterwards. The AP did one of these AP fact checks, and they fact checked Biden finding his chair and how there was absolutely nothing wrong with him, and that everybody was crazy, it was misinformation, it was all this bullshit. And then we find out that, like, Georgia Maloney was like having to walk him back off the grass because he thought he was going out to pick cotton in the farm. And the guy, it was, what was done to this country is a shame, and it will never be corrected. And that's when they talk about the deep state, right? That's why when you elect the president, my view on this is I don't really care about the guy so much. It's the people around him and the people that he surrounds himself with. And all of Biden's people were the sort of super lefty people. And I'm on the left, but their stuff was crazy. We could all get into it, but I don't want to do that. And all right, let's get some organization to this podcast here, guys. Y'all are answering me pretty cool, asking me pretty cool questions. Hey, don't forget supertip.gj/Buckman. I'm at the top. It's at the top of it's pinned to the top of my chat in YouTube, and I'd appreciate it. This is beginning to start costing me, but not for the reasons you think. One is I'm not working as much because I'm doing this, and then I'm finding out that a little bit here and a little bit there start adding up, and I'm kind of having to explain to Mrs. Buckman, because this is not my only hobby, and I, I'm looking to retire, and she's a money person, very much, and she's like, well, what about this and what about that? So the last thing I want Mrs. B to do is to start asking me questions, because I would rather not look. And for all you guys that talk about Kevin's going to retire at 65, he's going to retire at 65, hopefully he's got more than Social Security, because Social Security is like $3,000 a month, and $3,000 a month won't pay my mortgage. Um, all right. So we'll go with Dr. Chow as he says prayers for Biden, even if he's an SOB. I'm not a fan of these guys. And also, I think what they did to him is horrible. It was like elder abuse, but we heard that all along, and that's kind of an old story. They can just use a body double for whatever. Not as easy as you would think to do that, and someday we'll talk about that stuff. A lot of these conspiracy things just don't really work. Or AI nowadays. Well, yeah, but he's got to be out in the public, and then that's what the whole deal is with the media, right? Like you trust whether you want to or not. I mean, you have to trust these news people that they're going to let you know what's important and what's really going on, and that didn't happen during the Biden administration. Now, look, it didn't happen through Kennedy. It probably wasn't until Nixon that they started really coming out with stuff, but everybody was pretty much on the same page at that time. But read now, I mean, Kennedy was like a major opium addict because he had back pain from his injuries in the war. And I didn't get Addison's disease, they call it, but he was doped up most of the time, plus all the shit with all the women and whatnot. And really, it wasn't until Richard Nixon that they started really, really going after these guys. And I mean, you can go back to, geez, it's not Coolidge. Maybe it is Coolidge. Yeah, it's Coolidge who had a stroke, and his wife did the Dr. Jill Biden thing. She hid him for months and months and months from the public, and that's how. That's one of the reasons why you got these new laws about what the deal is with the president. But I mean, you could do that back then. You couldn't do it now. And I'm trying to think. There was actually a president that needed major dental work, and he was going to be out for hours. And they put him on a barge in the East River, and they said he was on he had a boat. It might have been one of the Roosevelts. And he had a boat, and he was on this. It was like on a boating trip, and they didn't let anybody on. And then the guy was under for a really long time. And back in the day, the anesthesia and stuff wasn't like, it was very risky. So it was pretty fucking wild. All right, I want to talk to Doom, who I've been looking at your stuff today. Doom, hey, Mr. Buckman, what do you think about Ashley Cummings demanding people take down screenshots of her from her live streams, claiming they're illegal? Well, I will just say that you're an idiot if you think they're illegal, because they're not. And if you put shit up on YouTube, isn't the goal of it to get it seen? And if she had wanted to take it down, if it embarrassed her, she could have taken it down before. But more on this story. What I do know is that Dave Sauer the other night was, and I guess by now it's all public, right? But Dave was all pissed off because I guess he had figured out, I don't know if he was the only one or if I'm misremembering the story, but Dave had figured out that Mr. Kill Everything was at Ashley Cummings' house. And he had put up shots and whatnot. And she asked him to take them down. And he was really upset about it. He really didn't want to do it. He felt it was really bad. Bad thing to do. But because of his connection to MLC and her connection to MLC, I think he called her dabbleverse royalty or something. He said he would take them down, and he was taking them down based upon the privacy thing. He didn't want to fuck with her and Mr. Kill Everything, even though he kind of already did. And then he found out that she didn't want to take them down because of privacy. I think the text said something along the lines like, or somewhere I saw it's like, he fell asleep on the floor in another room. Like, I didn't care about that. But she wanted him taken down because she didn't like the way she looked. And I know Dave was really pissed off about it. So if your shit's a year old, like if your videos are a year old, if you do something you don't want to do, take your video down. I mean, um, that's it. And then sometimes you can't help it, right? Sometimes something gets clipped or whatever while you're doing it and you regret it. But I don't think unless somebody was just playing my show, not that my show anybody would do this to, but I don't think I would strike anybody pretty much for anything, unless it was something that I paid for and asked them not to do. I thought, I know there was all this Spurgtopia people streaming Hackamania, but I thought Patrick was fair in saying, hey, look, I know you're going to clip it. I know you're going to do that, but can we wait, right? And my reasoning for that has less to do with Patrick and more for the people that were at Hackamania. The tickets were, the VIP ticket was $250, and most people got I think it was a 10% discount when they used the code, right? So what are we talking about? Like, so a lot of people paid $250 to be there. Plus you had hotels and airfare and all that other stuff. So I didn't think it really had much to do with Patrick. I thought it had to do with the respect for the people that attended. And I also didn't think that $30 for a stream was egregious or greedy or any of those things. It seemed to me to be reasonable. So I get what he did. I think the only person they struck was Alyssa Clips, and what do you call it? I haven't heard that anywhere except I heard that at Hackamania, so I don't even know where that went. I don't know what Steel 2 is. I do know that was very funny was, I guess Mersh had put up a clip, and Mersh was laughing his ass off, and Mersh took his down because he didn't want to annoy Patrick, I guess, or he wasn't sure whether it was right or not, and they wanted him to put it back up because his reaction was so good to it. So I guess if you could really add content, comment, what's the big trans word that we use here? Transform. I mean, I guess if you could do all that, then he didn't, they were going to do it. But just to stream somebody's shit, that's like the Vince the Lawyer stuff with DabbleCon and these other things. I don't know what people get off on, why they get off on it. Because in a way, you're fucking the creators. Because it's like, why, and the fans, because like, why do a show if somebody's just going to stream it anyway, and it cuts into the amount of money that you're going to have? And these guys aren't making money on these shows. They're essentially paying their costs. I mean, Hackamania was a big fucking event, and so was DabbleCon 2. I wasn't at DabbleCon 1. But DabbleCon 2, Hackamania, just everything was the way the video was set up, the facility, the whole thing. It was an expensive operation to run. And so, like, these guys are paying, like, I'm thinking the amount of money that people paid, the 200 or whatever it was, I shouldn't say the people that I paid, like other people, the amount of money seemed to me to be about even or less than even. Maybe there's other stuff. Maybe they'll get to use content later. Who the hell knows? But yeah, Doom. And the other thing too is somebody like Ashley Cummings, a month ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I didn't know who Ashley Cummings was. She could have bit me on the ankle. I wouldn't have known who she was. And even when Dave said to me that MKE was at Ashley Cummings' house, and we were talking, it only dawned on me during that conversation that Ashley Cummings is the other Cummings' sister. And so I was like, oh, now I get it. Now I get it. So I understand all this stuff. So if I'm her, I want all that shit out there. Because no matter how good you look, I don't know how old she is, but I've heard around 50-ish. But no matter how good you look, for whatever age you are, it's not like people aren't going to talk about it. And they're going to find every little thing that's wrong with you. And so it's ridiculous. And it's sort of like it's accepted, and that's what happens. So look, you either are doing these streams for somebody like that where you're doing, like, it was a cooking, the one that I saw was a cooking thing, poor cooking, where I saw that. You don't do a cooking stream unless you want people to see it, right? If you were going to do it for your friends and family, you'd do it on Facebook. So that's the deal. All right. So I got to go back here. So Doom said the video was over a year old, which gets to my point. Dave's scared of Daddy. I don't know that Dave is scared of Kevin as much as he is like overly respectful of stuff. And I only say that because when we first started streaming together, there were a lot of times when he would not stream against other people that he knew, other streamers, and I would just okay it, yes, sign off on it. But in my head, I'm going like, wow, they get like 30, 40 people, and they've been on for a really long time. Like, what's the deal? But he was doing it out of respect. And one person, though, which is sort of very funny, is someone we all know, and someone that we said we wouldn't stream against, and told them that we wouldn't stream against. When we started doing Tuesdays and Thursdays as a regular thing, all of a sudden they decided they were going to stream on Tuesday. And it didn't last, but I was like, I couldn't tell whether that was a fucking shot across the bow, was it innocent or whatever, but it really changed how I felt about these things. All right. Chris Mack, Skankfest streams are like $75 or so, me think. You're probably right. I mean, $30 was cheap, and I think you got a lot of entertainment for that. But more importantly, look, when these things come up, I'm in a different financial position than a lot of people, right? But when these things come up, I usually buy the VIP ticket, and not because I'm a VIP or wanted to get treated like a VIP. I just feel like these guys give us a lot of entertainment, and we don't pay them. So it's kind of my way of paying back. And I'm also not, and admittedly, not the biggest super chatter in the world, which has more to do with my lack of writing ability. By the time the thought in my head gets to my fingers, gets to the keyboard, and gets to them, the funny is gone by a half an hour. So no point in doing that for me. But I do have super tip at supertip.gg/Buckman, and feel free to do that. Oh, you know what? I think I have that too. Look at that. That's really annoying, isn't it? So that is annoying. Sorry, kids. How about that one? It's less annoying. And there we go. That's better. Yeah, I find the advertising stuff kind of annoying. No, I don't mean that. Peter Sky Parker, can I borrow $10K? No, I don't mean that kind of financial position. I mean the kind of financial position that is, if I'm going to go to Vegas, the difference between buying a $210 or $225 ticket and a $175 ticket is not going to, that $50 or $60 is not going to mean that much to me. but it may mean more to the people that are doing the shows. Let's go Detroit by Dark. She squirted like a rotary sprinkler. That's what I heard. Well, if you know me, you know my first girlfriend was a squirter, and I thought that's the fucking way it was. And every girlfriend I had after that for 3 or 4 years, I thought I was doing something wrong. So there you go. Lesson learned. The original pic she wanted taken down, she wasn't even the focus. It was her kitchen. Yeah, she went. But isn't she known like as a high strung, like weird sort of person, that kind of over the top me, right? Doesn't she have like problems with her sister and doesn't mind sharing about them in public, and a drama queen, right? Isn't she a drama queen? Isn't that what the appropriate word would be? So it doesn't shock me. You know, the question is when you are a clipper like Doom, do you take pictures down, right? Is that something that you is it antithetical to you? Do you not want to do it, or is it something that that you would do? Is it circumstantial? You do it depending upon the circumstance. Right. She made herself the focus, though, and it's not the summer of Ashley. Yeah. Well, that was the whole point, right? Like, because it's as you know, the Streisand effect, right? How many people are going to see these videos? Nobody really cared about Ashley Cummings. You've got Carmack, you've got Kevin, you've got you know, a million things that are going to get clipped and get seen. And even if MKE was there, it would have lasted 5 minutes and it would have been done. But now she gets to stretch it all out. So, you know, it's like, oh, what is that? Thou doth protest too much. She's trying to create a problem. All right, Chris Mack. Dave is a good guy. He doesn't want to actually mess with her life, and that's admirable in my humble opinion. Dave is a good guy. He does not really want to mess with other people's lives. He may accidentally. I mean, I don't really know, but I know that he doesn't want to do it. So, Schmuel, Sir Ashley made herself a target now, wouldn't you say? Exactly, right? Isn't that what this whole Streisand effect is, right? And no. I want this taken down, and all you're going to do is fucking draw attention to it. And it's hard to believe, knowing what little history I know, that that she didn't know this was going to happen. It wasn't like, you know, it wasn't some innocent little, you know, girl from Brooklyn who made a mistake. Doom. I would take it down if it was something where someone could get hurt, but her vanity, it's not it. And she demanded and threatened me. Well, demanding and threatening is never a good way to get anyone to do anything. People think that it is, like, generally speaking, people threaten, and that's, you know, what really is likely to happen is if you threaten as opposed to ask, or vigorously challenge as opposed to just being kind, what's going to happen is they're going to get their fucking hackles up and they're going to fight back. And you may wind up in a fight you didn't even fucking know you didn't want to have. So yeah, and I could see that. I could totally see that happening with here. Remind me to go back to because this is reminiscent of the Kate Meany, Gino and Keanu butt sex stuff. So somebody remind me. We'll go back there because I thought at the time that situation was a little different. I mean, Kate Meany has become completely different in our universe now, but I didn't know who she was. And I did not, in the beginning, I did not think the request was unreasonable to take down her stuff, the butt sex stuff, and also to butt sex and young women. It's sort of evergreen, so they could have just unlisted it. That in my thought, right? They could have unlisted it for just a little bit until they figured out what it was all about. But of course, they didn't, and it got all blown up. And in the end, it probably did more for Kate Meany than, and it made Chrissy and Keanu and those guys look like shit because they were striking other people, but at the same time, right, they're refusing to take down somebody else's stuff. So it hurt them. I think in the end, it probably helped Kate Meany. So yeah, all right. And so we just so you can all re-see it again. This is Doom's answer to that question. MKE was there and it lasted 3 minutes. Probably long. Look, if he could even get it up, right? That's the that's the question. But it's weird, man. How do you go from fucking Arizona, being drunk on stream all the time, right, whining about Mazzy, to Ashley Cummings' apartment? And isn't that like in the Northeast somewhere? Like, so, and that's not some place you just show up. You had to be invited. So the story is probably much more interesting than Ashley Cummings wanted to getting her stuff taken down. Steve S. talks shit about her sister on MLC, then threatened the almighty Kevin, and he is such a badass that he took it down. Oh, I don't know about that. But Kevin takes everything down. So, every day. That's part of the deal. That's Karmic is one of the few people, and Dave Sauer, to really get a bump off of KB buzz, because KB takes his stuff down. So if you're kind of a once or twice person on there, you're not really you're gonna get the initial buzz from the people that watch, but his numbers are down, and then he takes the shows off, puts them on Patreon. I guess some of them don't even go on Patreon. So KB talking about you, it doesn't really have any legs unless it keeps going. Which we're going to ask. Somebody's going to ask me a question about Ray and KB at some point this evening, and we will go from there. And yes, Doom, very Kate Meaning-esque. That's exactly what came to my mind. Cigarette Jones is the summer of Schmuel. I wish, man. If I believed in him, I'd say from your lips to God's ears. I don't know if you say something dumb on a podcast, just own it. All right. This is my KB. I have an opinion on this, okay? Which is, yes, I agree, but, and it would be but, it is but, is that if you do something that's stupid, right? Like if you get, you're drunk, right? And you don't think you should stream, but you do it anyway. And then you say something really horrible and something you didn't mean or you didn't regret. I could see taking it down, at least, usually these things involve a third person. So at least until you had a chance to talk to that person and let them know what you did. But I used to be a big, I loved the trinity of Jameson, Xanax, and Ambien, and I would do some crazy shit at night. Thank God I didn't stream, because the things I would have done here, I probably would have destroyed my life, and people around me, because I can't shut the fuck up. So if I was on somebody's show and I did that, I mean, I would appreciate them taking it down. But you do know what you're doing. I guess so. Dave get bumps. Dave get bumps. Or yes, yeah, yes he did. Yes he did. And let's just go here. Detroit by Dark. I met two couples who met through the shitverse. MKE and Ash are the third. Now, I understand that there are pending nuptials upcoming for Sketty Tooth, right? And I'm not. They announced this on stage, so not really anything. And her and the dude met through this universe. So I don't know. Is that one of the three that you're thinking of? And it is what it is. All right. The final boss. I think the point was he took it down from Patreon too, per Ashley's threat. Yeah. Was it? But do we know that the reason why he took it down was because of Ashley's threat? Which somebody could tell me what the threat was. Because of Ashley's threat, or because he felt like he should have taken it down? Like, was there a reason in his mind that he took it down? Not like that. Am I making sense? Right? Did he take it down because she threatened him, or did he just take it down because he didn't think it was right to leave it up? I don't really know. Kevin to me is a very, very weird dude. I've rarely seen a dude that's both so vindictive and so nice at the same time. It's a real wild personality. And I am among the few people that think he actually likes Ray. And what frustrates him about Ray is Ray doesn't listen to him. And that's what makes him crazy. And but Ray comes back, so there is that. And KB said, really, Detroit by Dark. Hey, seriously, no, I do have the super tip. You can use it. Feel free. It's all good. And there are some voices on there as well that we could try. Where are we? Lorkenzo and his girl, the other. Lorkenzo met his, it's his wife, right? I thought he met her at, through this. Wow. I got to meet her this week. I love him from last year, and then I got to meet them together, and they're a cute couple. But if you guys don't know Lorkenzo, when I met Lorkenzo last year, I thought he was hired as Patrick's body double. I was like, kind of looks like Patrick, but I don't know. But yeah, and KB is with me on this. It is his wife, yeah. Because I believe they have children, right? Whoa. Lorkenzo's wife is adorable. To be frank, he brought her into this, but she is a fan. Yeah, she was there. Just sweet. I don't know. So just nice. And it's really hard to bring spouses into this. My wife isn't really into it at all. She does it for me as a favor, but she likes the women of the dabbleverse. Well, particularly KB and Tuki's missus and the other ladies that she met at these things. So she feels like she at least has somebody to talk to when she goes. And she's also fascinated because she has no idea why we find any of this fascinating, particularly all the Stuttering John stuff. She used to say, like, you're a smart guy, and these other people are really smart guys. Why? What the fuck? What is it with Stuttering John? Why are you so interested? But that was that. All right. So Lorkenzo is huge. He is. Sorry. I like lighting the cigar because it annoys people. And I don't know, KB, I heard Gino was on your stream. I know he and Dave were out last night, and I haven't really had a chance to talk to anybody or hear from anything. So I don't know what happened. And let's just go up here. So we'll do a couple of these. One day I'm not going to read free chat anymore. No, Ray deserves everything KB throws at him. Every super chat he gets can be traced back to KB. That deserves a lot of loyalty, and Ray is far from that. Frank, I think you're wrong, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. But frankly, I wouldn't take the shit that Kevin throws. I look, this is not enough money to be had here to sell your dignity. And look, it's Sketty Tooth John, KB. Ha ha. So Sketty, I hope I was correct in what I said. And for all of you that don't know this, the Plaza hotel rooms are very dark, particularly in the bathroom, and women can't get makeup. And some went and bought light bulbs. Mrs. Kooky. Some went and bought little makeup mirrors. Other people. Some had full-length mirrors delivered to their room. Isn't that true, Sketty? So it was, I was going to say you had Uber Eats, but it's like Postmates or one of them fucking things. And, oh yeah, you know what? I forgot, because Mrs. Buckman was commenting about this too, which was there are no full-length mirrors in the room. And for women, that's like the worst thing in the world. And yeah, it was absolutely nuts. She really enjoyed the show. She enjoyed talking to you guys about it. But that's one of the things that she'll say. Like, she's already said she would go back with me next year, but I had a guarantee that there was a full-length mirror in the room, or she wasn't going, and that was it. And KB, my friend KB, I did get Gino to say you have a good point, K, which is kind of wild. That is, KB said that she liked my wife's dress. One of the dresses my wife was wearing, very nice thing to say. And my wife was totally relieved because she didn't have the full-length mirror in the room. I think it was the first time she was wearing it, and she was embarrassed that it wasn't going to look, that it looked like shit, because she could never really quite check herself out. So there we go. Sketty Tooth John, your wife is beautiful. Thank you. She's a good egg, and she's also a lot of fun, and you guys were a lot of fun. We got to Sketty and Mr. Sketty, Mrs. B and I all sat in the same booth at one point watching the show, and it was a lot of fun. But the only problem with Sketty is there's a Pink Box Donuts in that place, and she has trouble going more than an hour or so without going there. So I'd love to know how many of those you ate. Look at this. We're going to add Mr. Crumbum to the stage. Crumb, how are you?
Yeah.
Cool.
What's up, buddy?
Good, man. I'm running through, kind of wanted to get off. Tuki's going on at 9, so I kind of wanted to try to get off by then. But we've been all over the place, but there's some stuff I did want to talk about that's on here.
Yeah, I was listening. Something about full-length mirrors.
Full-length mirror. That was a big issue at Hackamania. Yeah. There were no full-length mirrors in the hotel rooms.
That's a problem for myself too, because I got to see what my shoes match my shirt and my hat. So I get it.
Oh, yeah. I don't really have. I'm always. It's good enough. Yeah.
Well,
it's good enough. Good enough.
You got to match though, dude. You can't be clashing.
But I've never been a matinee idol in the first place. So, actually, I'm gonna shoot your fucking torch. Yeah, so
dude, I haven't seen you in a while. How was Hackamania? I mean, we chatted on DMs a little bit, but not much.
It was fantastic. I really had a lot of fun
nice.
with it, and we'll get into some of that. Cigarette Jones. Pat Dixon said karmic is borderline personality disorder. So, Cigarette Jones, I have that actually queued up. Hopefully, we'll get to it, but I don't know. But I do want to, at some point, talk about karmic a little bit. Have you, now you've been busy, Crumb, have you been following any of the goings on with
I
karmic
mean,
and those guys?
yeah, I'm up to date, kind of. I haven't been watching Karmic, but I know he's popping off, and he's the new it guy in the dabbleverse, which is exciting to see, and I'm proud of him. There's talk of him becoming the new morning guy in the dabbleverse, which I would like because I can't stand watching Steel Toe every day. Well, I don't watch him at all, but there would be that is definitely a void in the market is an AM show. So if Karmic can take that spot, I mean, that's how I got into it, really watching Patrick, because he was doing the mornings for a while. Like, remember in the beginning, like 2 years ago, every
Yeah, I
morning.
do. That's
It was
the
perfect.
same thing here.
That's how I got hooked. So, I mean, a good morning show is the spot for me to start watching more. So, if he started doing like a consistent morning show, I'd probably watch. But he's all over the place. I'll see him on Twitter. It's like Karmic is live. It's like 11 o'clock at night, or 9 in the morning, or 2 o'clock. It's just all over for me. So I don't really catch him. But I know he's the new it guy, which is exciting.
Yeah, no, it is. I'm fascinated by him. And but it's also like for me, and maybe for you as well, it's a little difficult because I'm a friend of Pat, right?
Yeah.
Like a very good friend of Pat, in my mind anyway, a good friend of Pat
Right.
Dixon and Taz. And he's got this issue with Taz and Pat. So I'm like, I get a little reticent to talk about it, but the reality is that I've always said you can like whoever you want and dislike whoever you want. I don't necessarily know Pat today. Basically, diagnosed Karmic with bipolar personality disorder and splitting. But yeah, I don't know about this stuff, but let's
Yeah, I'm not a psychologist, but that was a thing that bothered me about Karmic is going after Pat, honestly, because that's how I first time I ever saw Karmic was in Pat's chat, and I thought they were pretty tight, but I guess not. And that sucking KB's dick is another flaw for Karmic, in my opinion. Just going on there letting KB run all over him, and then shitting on Pat when Pat, So I'm not a psychologist either. I don't know if he's got a mental issue, but that is annoying. I'm sure for Pat.
yeah, I think he got comfortable with this universe through Pat, like he was doing a lot of super tipping, but he was big in their chat, and he and Taz talked. I know, and to know Pat Dixon, you talk to Pat, he's a guy.
Pat's a genuine guy. I think he says what he means and he means what he says. And same with Taz. She's pretty cool, like totally chill. And if he has a problem with, I don't know, it just seems convenient that all of a sudden he had a problem with both of them when he's getting that KB bump, and I don't get it. And then with the NLO fucking with him, and now he's on super tips. Like I don't understand that part of it either. He's jumping all over. He's got to be Karmic, just digress into a fucking nice little bottle of Crown Royal.
Yeah.
Dance.
Well, I have to deny something here. Wait 1 sec. I fucking missed it. I apologize. It's not like there's so many chats, but for some reason, whenever I see the one I want to talk about, I miss it. But anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to do, running both things at the same time.
Sketty, I am, what do you call it? You're not fat. Let me just put it to you that way. You're a doll, and everybody loves you, so don't say that.
I
You're
gotta say, if you were saying that Sketty and is getting married, that's fucking awesome. Shout out fucking to Sketty and oh shit,
Mr. Sketty.
no, dude, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, how many people have gotten married in the Dabbleverse? There's been a few. Or
We
gotten
were thinking
together.
2
There's
or
a bunch.
3, right? So we heard about Lorkenzo, and we heard about
I don't know who that is.
he he's a guy that I met at Hackamania last year, and we became buds, and we've been talking through the year. And it's funny because he's been looking for this.
For
Looking
love of the
forward to going to
Dabbleverse.
Hackamania, so it was great. And he was looking forward to bringing his wife, and she wanted to go. And I guess they have kids and stuff, so it was pretty cool that they arranged it. And Sketty Tooth John Crumb was there from the beginning, and
Oh, yeah, dude. I love Sketty. They're the best, dude.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know much about. It's so funny. I don't know. I didn't know you before Dave sort of, online introduced us a little while ago, and we talked about this because I was laughing because you came on, we did a few shows, and then I was getting these DMs that you're a lunatic, and
Yeah.
you're crazy, and I'm like going, wait, this dude is like, it's always been like the smooth jazz DJ the whole time. What do you mean he's a lunatic and he yells at people and whatnot? Which
Well, I mean,
leads me into
Definitely have. I'm
The-
not going to deny that.
the karmic
I'm
and
sure there's-
Pat thing. This is what I have a view of things, and they're probably almost always 100% wrong. But so if I understand what happened, right? So they were friends, friendly through super tips and all that other shit, right? And Karmic was a part of Pat's show, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. Karmic starts doing his own thing. I think Pat had him on, but Pat had him on only for a few minutes, maybe like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and he was slighted by it.
And he got slighted by that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'll probably never be able to. Karmic would probably never listen to me or believe me. But Pat has, I don't know, a reputation for that. The thing with Pat is sometimes when you come on, he's got other things in his mind that he's going to do. And like you're ready to go an hour, and after 5 minutes, Pat's like, well, Schmuel, thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
We'll see you.
Yeah, totally,
and,
dude.
And you're gone. And then the next time you go on, you're like prepared for 5 minutes and you're there for 2 hours. So it's like Pat probably brought him on unexpectedly or thought he was like doing him a favor to bring him on, right? But there really wasn't a place for him at that moment. And so he comes on and then he gets off quickly. And so the nice gesture becomes the insulting gesture. Right. And so that may be part of it. But then Karmic doesn't seem like a guy whose ability to, he doesn't seem like he handles relationships very well.
Yeah.
Or knows how to circumnavigate them.
Yeah,
So
or like
that probably got him pissed off. And then, you throw in a bottle of Crown Royal
yeah, it's not
and,
good.
the world,
Yeah.
everything changes. So,
And by the way, when you got those DMs that I'm a crazy person, it was mostly because I was on a bottle of something, not Crown Royal, because no, I'm not into that as much. It's mostly vodka. But yeah, so I understand his point of view and where he's come from. I did see him the other day say that he's like 2 days sober, and then someone was like, "Oh, don't go cold turkey," and he's like, "Nah, I'm good." But then, like the next day, he was drinking again on stream, so. He's probably not really got a problem, right? But maybe. I don't know.
look, I don't know. I mean, I think he's probably got problems. And, You know,
Oh,
maybe
by
the
way, I just
alcohol
wanted to
was
say
like,
again. I'm sorry to interrupt again, but I just saw Chip is in the fucking chat, so I wanted to personally say congratulations to Chip Galloway and Skelly Tooth John again. They fucking rule.
oh, so it's
Sorry.
Chip. Wait, it's Chip and Sketty.
Oh, yeah.
I did not get the. I
Oh,
did
dude,
not
they
know
were
who the guy was.
Oh, gee, they were probably like the first couple people I ever talked to in NLO's Discord. Like they're fucking the best.
I don't remember Sketty, not Sketty, but I know Sketty from other events, but Chip I did not recognize, and I don't remember if I don't think he was wearing a name tag, and if he was,
No.
I couldn't see it. Um,
The handsome man standing next to Sketty. That was
good,
him.
yeah, good looking guy. I have to say that.
Chip's forgettable, he said.
He wasn't forgettable. I just don't. I don't remember the name. But we did the thing. You were on the night when Mason in Portland was in here, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so looking forward to meeting Mason in Portland." And he had apparently talked to me for 2 hours last year. So it's hard with the names because it's like some people will come up to you and say, "Hey, I'm Chris," right? But they've got some, but you know them as like sort of their stage name.
Yeah.
And then I don't put the two together later on, and then I
Totally true. I'm awful with names. I call my kids the wrong names. I fucking people I've known for 30 years. I can't. I forget their names. I'm awful with it. So I get it. All people you talk to you once in a couple weeks, you know.
Yeah. No, my mother used to do that. She'd be like, Schmuel, Levi, Sarah, whoever the hell you are, get up here. No.
Chip's saying he talked to you for 15 minutes, dude.
No, I know who he is. Like if I saw him, I would know who he is, but I don't remember the name. Like, and then the other thing is I have like a thing that I do where I try to kind of forget the name. I almost like try to forget the names. Like I don't ask a couple of times because I talk too much. So it's like this way, if I don't know who you are, and I do talk too much, I'm going to have the wrong person anyway.
So are you saying you don't listen because you're busy talking? Right?
No, well, I mean, I'm sure that does happen according to the missus. It does, but no, I don't try at all of these events and in all of these things. I try not to focus on the names of the people.
Okay.
And I don't know
what are you focusing on?
If that's on them, like I know who they are. If I met them, if I met Chip, I would know we talked to you for 15 minutes by Pink Box Chip, and I also know that the four of us sat together in a booth. I just didn't
remember.
I just didn't remember your name, and I remember what you look like.
I bet that's not even his real name. I'm betting any amount of money.
Right. And then but that's the thing. Like, I don't know whose name is real, whose name is fake, whatever, and I don't really want to know. You know, when I was at Hackamania 1 last year, there was a guy that was like asking everybody for their phone number. He wanted like people's phone numbers. And oh man, I'll text you, let me get your phone number. And I'm not talking about like asking me, but he was asking like the talent and whatnot. And I'm like, I don't want their phone numbers. You know, it's like Cardiff and I talk back and forth on DMs. I don't need his phone number because I don't want to accidentally give it up, you know? And like, I don't want to know his real name because I don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I get it. You would accidentally say his real name. Is that better, PSP?
Yeah, I might be in a conversation and say something. So I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, no, stick with the stage names. That's better. You're Schmuel. You're Schmuel
Right.
Buckman. Even if you told me your real name, I wouldn't call you that.
Well, it's really Schmuel. Can you name the baby Schmuel? Yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious.
No,
that'd be hilarious.
Dave said your real name one time on here. You were off, and he said your real name. He called you, and your answer machine picked up. And I don't even remember what it was because it's like in one ear you're Schmuel, out the other. You know,
Schmuel is my real name, but I have but I have a dedicated phone for this, and
me too.
and I actually have Schmuel Buckman is actually a corporation for this. I had gotten doxxed years ago, not a lot of years ago, but I had gotten doxxed on Twitter for something I said, and somebody called one of the companies I work with and things. So I was like, I stayed away for a long time, and then I was like, well, if I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna say they can know who I am, but I'm gonna make it difficult for them to find out personal information for me.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah, people will do that. They're bored. They want to fuck with your real life. I've been threatened by people in the dabbleverse to they were going to tell my wife what I do on the internet. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, there's a clip. Yes, NJ Ranger, and you actually have mine. The not DV one. So where am I? I am. I just lost my train of thought here. Oh, so we were talking about this. All right. So let's talk about karmic for
Yes.
just a minute or two. And so I actually opened the show with his show opening from today. So I don't think oh, here we go. So I'm going to put it up. But because I do have a couple of questions, right? And some thoughts.
I'll be with you, folks. A man without a time frame, a schedule, if you will. There's part of me that wants to start in the morning, kind of start from there, work onward. But there's part of me that wants to be, have the gears greased up verbally, so I don't, become a mute whenever. I want to be available for MLC. Okay, so that's me moving forward. That's the only show I give two fucks about is MLC. Any other podcast, if you want me on your show, cough up $1,000 fucking dollars, and then I'll be on your goddamn show. How about that? Let's start talking real. If you want me on your show, cough up the fucking dough. I'm gonna do it for piddly chump change, just to be made a fool later on down the road. So if you're gonna make a fool out of me, you better pay me well, motherfuckers.
Wow.
In saying that, welcome to the show. Oh, is that too harsh? Oh, what do you do for that money? Well, I'll do something for it. I'll give you $1,000 worth of entertainment. If I'm just there to chill for a moment, I'll give you chill. But the money's got to cough up. Now we're talking big bucks now. All
right, so
what the fuck?
I'm transforming this. All right, so we've established he wants $1,000, right? To go on other people's shows. And that, except MLC, he'll do anything for MLC. I don't know that anybody's ever. I can't think of anyone that has gone on MLC that's done the show regularly that hasn't wound up in a fight with MLC. It's like it never seems to turn out good, but
yeah,
whatever.
Went through fucking hell over the last month, and now everybody who does not want that wants me on their show wants to talk shit. I'm like, just be on the outside looking in. I don't want to do your stupid fucking shows, all you except MLC. And if that goes away, so be it. That's how I'm looking at it moving forward. All right. Welcome to Karmic X Live. I'm your host, Karmic, and I'm in a mood. Oh yeah. Ooh. So that's what's going on. So if anybody wants to message me saying, hey, come on, I'll throw you a few bucks, I'm up in it now. After everything I went through, right now it's $1,000 fucking dollars. All right? Let's talk big bucks. Let's do it to it. If you want entertainment, If you want just a chill atmosphere, I did it for a few bucks. I could do it for free in the past, easily.
Steve S. 3 months from now, Karmic who? Steve S. Hold that thought, because that's where we're gonna go with this.
But now I'm this. Now I'm a different freaking entity. Unfortunately, I didn't want to be, but now I am. So now it's $1,000 fucking dollars. Pay the fuck up if you want me on your goddamn show. But MLC,
He's very humble.
I could do that for free.
Absolutely.
Out of respect for Kevin Brennan. I'll do it for free. For free. That's right, Kevin. For free. I want to show you where my respect lies, and that's where it does. All I need is a plug. Just to let know.
If this were 100 years ago, KB would be traveling through Europe looking for the Elephant Man. He'd be P.T. Barnum, looking for the Elephant Man and the bearded lady and whatever carnival sideshow he can find.
But not even, because they're not even good fucking, sideshow freaks. They're kind of like, Karmic. And he's entertaining, but there's better fucking weirdos in the dabbleverse than him.
Yeah, but you can't go too weird, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, Karmic is likable. For whatever you want to say about him, he's a likable guy, and that helps. That helps a lot, right?
He seems like a nice guy, but a little like easily, persuadable. Like he was a big fucking Pat fan. I remember seeing chats of him shitting on KB because what he did to Pat. Can you believe what he did to Pat? Oh, KB fucking, he's an asshole because he talked to the cop like that. And now he's like, I'll do anything for you, KB.
Somebody makes a comment. We'll get to that later. I mean, I don't know. Is it wrestling? But we'll say.
Let people know that I'm out there.
Maybe we're all just getting worked by him, and he's trying to get
So
that.
I'll work for
morning
plugs
spot.
on MLC, but anywhere else, cough up the money.
$1,000.
Oh, I'm an asshole. Oh.
$1,000's a lot of money.
I'm living really in a sea of fucking snakes in this
More than I make
dabbleverse.
in a month.
They're all backstabbers, every last one of them. So I can't trust anybody moving forward, especially if they have their own castle to fortify, aka their stream.
So this is where not that he starts to lose me, but this is where I start thinking this is all a work, because he's going he right. So he goes after people, and I think he might go. It feels like he's going after people that either can't fight back, or that he knows that he can get some heat off of by going after them, right?
I mean, if he's smart, he's going to play the game right. He's doing it, right? I mean...
Right. He definitely, it definitely feels like he's got some skill at that, right?
But is he playing the game, or is the game playing him?
Right. But that's the thing, is time will tell, right? The old joke is that,
Because there's a lot of people in this dabbleverse that are fucking good at fucking with people,
Right.
And so, and I don't think Karmic doesn't come off as one of those guys. He's kind of have to be kind of a dickhead. I don't think Karmic's a dickhead so much.
No, but I think that thing, right? You decide to play with the dabbleverse. The dabbleverse decides when it ends.
Yeah.
It's like. The problem, and that's part of the problem, is everybody loves you now. They all think you're funny and they're enjoying it.
You know who had some good insight on this, actually? I was talking to Mr. Blue Sky the other day about this, and we should send him the link, because he's fucking, I don't know if he's a psychiatrist or not, but he fucking sure sounds like one. You know what I'm saying? He nailed this guy. Like, he says it way better. I was trying to think of what I was going to rip him off, but...
You can rip, but so we have this. So he went from, we didn't know who this guy was a month ago, right?
Yeah.
To he's all over the internet. He's up, 12 hours a day, streaming. Everybody's talking to him. He went from a week or so ago to having no money, having cashed in his 401k because this is the life that he wants to lead. And he would take anything at all. And now he's up to, if you want me to come on, it's $1,000. Right?
That was a quick jump, dude.
Yeah, it's a what did how much was Michael Ray Bauer? What, he was like less than 500, right?
Yeah, he
And
was
that guy was
500.
actually on a TV
Yeah, that's
show.
what Dan was going to pay him 500. Yeah.
Yeah, so well, he did come on.
Yeah.
So
So I only trust a guy whose point of view matters to me. And everybody knows that name already. I already stated it. I'm a man who wants to learn. And I'm doing it live, but a lot of insecure men don't fucking understand it. They think, I should build a facade behind the scenes and fool people that I'm not a miserable pile of shit.
So I'm beginning to believe, I don't know what psychiatrists would call it, but it's like a victim complex. Like everybody's out to get him. It's very KB like, right? Everybody's out to get him. He's these guys are all fucking with him. Everybody wants to bring him down. I haven't seen that. You know?
I mean, Chad does that a lot too, right? Like,
Which
the pylon, the fucking, I'm killing it. You guys don't even know how good I am. Like, always kind of like fighting an invisible enemy he thinks is attacking him. And
but I think I think this guy. Look, I think this guy's more talented than Chad.
really,
So
wow.
yeah, because this guy's got. Look, I watch Chad, and Chad says, "Oh, people are trying to do this to me. People are trying to fuck with me. People are trying to come after me."
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second, right?
I mean, it's his
And I don't
perception.
believe
Yeah.
Chad believes it. This guy,
I think Chad does believe it.
I think this guy Karmic really thinks that people are plotting against him. I
yeah,
really
no,
do
he-
believe that.
I think he does too. I mean, because there probably is people plotting against him. I'm sure people are fucking plotting against him.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But the deal is, there's nothing to. What are you plotting against, though? Right? I mean,
Just to make him say that, just to make him paranoid and to make him think that people are against him. And there's no end game. There's no real end game for the people doing it, but they're definitely, it's fun. It's their fun, right?
Rudy Baga. I like Chad, but Karm has more layers. I 100%.
onion.
I 100% agree. All right, you fuckers. Not a single person has sent me a super tip, which is actually fine. But
Oh yeah, you got the
But-
super tips
but-
again.
but-
Congratulations on that.
that's all right. I need you all. It's not that hard to do. I need you all to like and subscribe and grab the women and children nearby and make them like and subscribe too. All right, that's really.
Do you have
more.
a link? You should put up a link.
Yeah, it's up.
Oh, there it is. Super.
It's on there, and it's also
Dot
pinned. It
TV.
should be pinned to the top of my chat in
What
YouTube.
voices do you have on there?
I don't really have that many. I have like Kevin Brennan and Ray and hold on. Right now I have Kevin, Ray, Schmuel, Pat Dixon, I think.
Oh,
Are the only wait, there may be more. Oh, and Chad Zumach.
there you go.
Those are the only ones I have. I haven't really. I have to be honest and say, I've tried to do that. I tried to. So, yeah. So you just so with super tip, Dan, thank you. You're actually significantly smarter than I am. I really don't do the voice tips, but we could just do a so one writes a super tip and one says, and you can tell I'm an old man. And check out. I have my caps lock key hit, so there we go. Now, did it show up? It did not. Ooh, that's a problem. And it should. It's here. So hold on. Yeah, it should have. Very interesting, kids. And I don't know why it didn't, but maybe I fucked it up. But then again, anything is possible with me. Hold on there, boys. I just want to see something. Maybe it's my fault. Copy. Sorry. And let's close that. Browser. Properties. No, it's right. It's correct. So it should be working. And let me come back to StreamYard, and I'm here. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I can't do it. Maybe it's possible because we're sharing.
Maybe because you can't super tip yourself. Maybe they
No, I
built it in.
can.
okay.
I've done that. I've done that already. So we go on with Karmic, and oh, you know why? Because I have to play it. Now, did we see it?
No.
So Ray DeVito is texting me. Should I
Send him the link, dude.
send him the link?
Yeah, let's get Ray on this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I sent
so-
Mr. Blue Sky the link too.
Oh, there you go.
Let him in if you want.
It's there. So the reason why is because we're presenting. That was the reason why. So
Oh,
let's do a
there
quick.
you go.
Sorry, Dan. Thank you for helping me.
Oh yeah, you gotta line that up a little better.
How's that?
No, keep going. Keep going. Now you can't see. It's I don't know. You gotta figure that out.
It's not that hard. We'll just do this.
Well, it should be across both of us, though, shouldn't it?
No, it's only across one of us, I believe. And I can fix that. That's not really a big deal.
It's an OBS thing, probably, huh?
Yeah, it's all OBS.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It's all right. But it's cool because there we go. See that?
Mm-hmm.
So now we know it works.
Dan wants to know if it works. It works. It works, Dan.
Thanks,
working.
Dan.
It's working.
Dr. Chow, watching old men learn podcasting is so meta.
Dude, it's the future, Dr. Chow. It's the future.
There we go, Chow. I fixed it. It also had to do with how I had you and I displaying each other.
Yeah, it should be popping up underneath us though, like in the border area, right? That's how.
Well, now,
all the other shows-
now it will.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
it's through OBS, so it's whatever I put in OBS is whatever's coming through OBS is going to come on here. It's not really. It doesn't work with Stream Tips. And
Have you worked with OBS before? Or you're kind of learning on.
This is it. This is my first time, and this is actually where Dave and I used to yell at each other because Dave wanted to just set it up for me, and I was like, "No, I have to learn it." And he
you're
was
like that, yeah.
"You're never going to learn it," and because of my age and stuff. But I seem to have handled it pretty well. And
Yeah, but I mean, you maybe have him. Well, actually, if he sets it all up for you and then he just disappears, you're fucked. So yeah, you're right. You should learn it yourself. You're a
we are
businessman.
talking about Dave Sarah,
Yeah,
Mr.
that's-
Disappear for 2 weeks at a time.
He's driving
Right?
Gino around right now. He was on
Yeah.
KB's show.
Yeah, he was driving Gino around. He went to a show last night with Gino. I wonder what those two guys did.
About fuck each other?
No, but I wonder if they had enough of a party. Let's go.
They were partying.
Detroit by
were
Dark.
partying.
Schmuel is not doing good. That sounds like Chad. Chad says it was. It's very funny because Chad sends me shit on Twitter, rags on me, whenever he can. And when he had Adam Bush on, and Adam mentioned my name, he was like, "I don't know who that is."
Yeah.
Which is pretty good, Chad. And speaking of phone numbers, I heard Adam say it today. I saw somebody at Hackamania, actually a couple of guys, ask Adam for his phone number at Hackamania, and I thought it was pretty goddamn funny. So
Did you ask Patrick for his phone number so you could text him? Like, who
I've
does
had
that shit?
Patrick's phone number for a
Oh,
year.
that's different.
KB says everybody is not doing good. Yeah, KB's not a fan, but he is a subscriber.
KB
Buckman, when you
subscribe to your show?
yes,
Oh shit!
yes.
How do you can see who subscribes to your show?
Yeah, when you go to YouTube, you can just see who it'll show
Oh,
you
you can-
your subscribers if you have
Oh,
to
I didn't
look.
know
I
that.
only noticed it because it's his logo, right?
I don't have any.
And
I
Buckman,
don't
when you
think I have any
retire, would you
subscribers.
sell your business to Zumach? For cash, I would. I would never. I don't think I'd ever give the guy a mortgage. But
Would you
That's
sell your business to Zumach? He wouldn't know
Zumach.
how to do your business.
no. But
He
it's
couldn't run
nev-
a business.
he doesn't know how to do comedy. He's been doing that for 25 years. So
I mean,
you know.
his job is running his business. He is a business, and he can't really figure that out. How would he run your business? It's actually a business.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Maybe
but
he needs a business manager. Maybe you should ask to be. You'd probably be a really good business manager. You're a successful businessman, and you know the comedy game. I thought you
Hold
were
on.
a comic. When I first heard of you and saw you on a show, I was like, oh, this is like a dude who's a comic, like an old comic.
Yeah, I wish
Honestly,
I
dude.
was. I'm an old open micer. Just hold on one second. I'm gonna text
Oh, you
Ray
were.
DeVito.
You did do comedy. That's right.
Yeah.
See, I was right.
But I like the business. I like the business part of it. But you can't help. You can't help anyone. You can't help these guys,
No.
right?
No,
Like
no,
you
no.
can't help. What do you call it? No, man. Dan, did you do vaudeville back in the day? No, man. I was the masks, with the Greek comedy and tragedy kind of stuff. We were on
I was going to say
stage.
you were the dummy on some ventriloquist lap. Boom.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the point, man. No owner financing.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're going to fucking, the dude who steals credit cards. Come on. Dr. Chow is a businessman. He's just fucking pulling your chain right now.
I was a piece of shit until I started this business. That's the whole thing with.
How are you?
Yeah, that's the whole thing with like these guys. That I'm like, you can turn it around. You
Oh, yeah.
know? I mean, I had like
Totally.
a negative credit score and avoiding, companies and things like that and bills and whatnot. And I managed to talk my way into this. And within 5 years, I was like, oh, holy shit, I'm a real person.
Eh,
And
Now you own the joint.
so I'm going to talk for a minute, all right?
All right, I'll
Please.
talk for a minute. Yeah. Starting a business is hard. I'm in the process of it myself. It's very difficult. And my product is good, but still, it doesn't matter. I'll probably fail. No. Positive mental attitude, right? Gotta think positive. Schmuel. Yeah. Dr. Chow. Corporate Zumach could be something over the next 20 years. I mean, he's had 20 plus years already as a corporation. I'm sure he's a corporation. He should be, if he isn't.
There we
LLC.
go. Sorry about that.
Right? Zumach should be a corporation at this point, shouldn't he?
You look, it doesn't really matter. It actually doesn't. The only thing that matters is the only thing that a corporation does for you really is
Protects you.
it protects you from liability.
Yeah.
But other than that, it doesn't really do much. And he's a comedian. So what liability does he have?
Yeah, it's more. It's a way to whatever. But he should have a business manager. I mean, most of the comics I know that are really successful have people working for them doing that kind of stuff. I mean, eventually he should get there.
You can do it yourself. I mean, you can do it. What do you call it? A lot of guys that are successful have done it themselves.
Yeah.
And
No, yeah, totally.
but it's not. The problem is, with all of this stuff is what happens is if you're good at comedy, right? Even if you're good at business, but if you're good at comedy, this was a conversation that Vito of The Biggest Problem and I were talking about at Hackamania, which is even if you're good at it, you're not doing what you're making money at because you're doing stuff that you could just pay somebody to do, you know? So,
yeah, exactly.
like,
Yes.
if you're a guy like, Dick Masterson, you're making your money because you're on air, right? And you're pumping out content. So if you're sitting at home hours a day clipping video and stuff like that, the problem is you're losing money. You're not saving it because you could be making twice the amount of money by being out there, and you're not making anything while you're doing it.
Yeah. But I've heard some of these clippers are doing pretty decent, like side hustle, getting a couple bucks on, like just for doing clips of the dabbleverse. So I've noticed that some of these people are starting to put out shorts on YouTube, trying to get a little of that. I'm not saying the clippers, I meant some of the comics. You start seeing them trying to do that, but they don't know what they're doing. Like the clippers have an eye for editing in some capacity, so they look better. Their shit is nice. But then you get like a content creator doesn't know what they're doing, has no one working with them, trying to put out garbage, and you're like, they just like literally took like a clip of like, I'm talking about Chad. He just takes a clip of his show and just puts up 30 seconds. It's like, no, it's not. It's not good.
Yeah, but
he needs someone working with him. Chad is not, it's not going to be a popular opinion, but
you need money to do that.
He could be marketed if he had the right people behind him, not trying to fuck with him. I mean, I don't think he's funny, but funny to me isn't the same as funny to you. There's a lot of comics I think stink that people love. Big J. Okerson is an example. He's the worst comic I've ever seen do live stand-up. Awful. But he's fucking huge. People love him. And I say that to people and they think I'm retarded. But my experience, he blew. He sucked. So, like, it all depends on who you are and what you like, right? But so Chad is marketable. Don't you agree? No matter what, if you don't think he's funny, you think Karmic is funnier than him, he is marketable.
I don't know.
He is.
I don't know about Chad. I just see the thing is you could have all the help in the world, but if you can't get out of your own way.
Yeah, so he needs a dude to fucking steer him in the right direction. He wears that captain hat, but he's not a captain. He's a fucking first mate. He doesn't know how to steer his way through any kind of fucking storm. You know what I mean? Like
Right, but what I'm saying to you is he could have the best business manager in the world and still fuck it up.
Right. Well, because his product is shit. But I don't think his product is shit. You do because you don't like his comedy, right?
Well, it's not his. But it's not even his product. It's his. Depending on what we mean by product, but it could also be his personality. This is my thing with these guys. The best example I can think of is Joey C. Right. So Joey C. was a thing, became a thing, could be a thing,
But he's a real criminal, though. He's a real dirtbag.
But
Chad isn't that bad.
Right, but let me finish, right?
Sorry.
So the thing with Joey C is he was a thing. He could have been something. But the problem is he had a million ideas, right? He had a million ideas, and he can't put any of them into action. So what happens is instead of focusing in that one area that he can do, he winds up doing nothing because he's doing all these little things. He's got all these dreams and none of them come to fruition. Now, a guy like that, you can offer help to, like I did. But if you can't get him to focus at all, he's not going to be able to do it. Right.
Yeah,
so,
100%.
All right. So, Mr.
But I don't think that
Mr. Blue Sky is on stage. Hold on one second, guys.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Crumb.
No, I was just saying, I don't think that Chad and Joey C are the same, though. Like, because Joey C is just a retarded guy who thinks he can be something. Where Chad, whatever you think about him, he's actually been on stage he has done something. You know what I mean? Like, so I agree with you 100%. Joey C is not marketable because he's just a piece of trash.
No, yeah, but
Where Chad is salvageable. He's recyclable. You know.
I I I I disagree. Certainly, because he certainly didn't salvage. He had the Kevin Brennan thing, which he could have gone on forever. I watched his behavior in Atlantic City, and he's his own worst enemy. And all the
I mean, I'm
business
not
manager in the
disagreeing.
world is not going to help you. You know, you could have the
Yeah.
smartest person in the world, but if you don't listen to him, it's not gonna help. And
Well, I don't think that Chad actually listens to any advice either. Too, that's a problem. You have to be willing to know like your faults and when you need to take advice. Yeah,
Right.
that's,
So,
you know.
but then if your product is you and your personality sucks so bad,
Yeah.
right? All the marketing in the world is not going to help you. It's not going to move. It's not going to move you along.
But there was one point where Chad he could have been like he actually posted something the other day. It was
Could have
he
been
was
aborted.
He was headlining with Theo Von. Theo Von was the middle, and he's like I think the gist of his post was like what happened? I could have been Theo Von, but you couldn't because what you're saying, his personal flaws, his own shit got in the way. Really.
Well, he blew up his own. He blew up his own spot, right?
Yeah.
He decided to go on.
You did what?
He blew up his own spot.
What?
He
Oh, I'm just reacting because you said blue, and I'm like, oh.
I gotcha. All right. So anyway, he blew up his own spot, and he decided he wanted to go on to the Patton Oswalt thing with Patton Oswalt killed his wife, right? He did that. There's Brody Stevens stuff involved, and it's like he just has a way of turning people off.
Yeah.
And he had an opportunity in LA. This is my thing about some of these guys, like a guy like Ray, people like that. They could be, in my mind, regional comics and make decent money
Yes.
and have a decent life.
Or
they're never going to
assistant to the
be
regional comics.
never going to be the star of a TV show or a movie. I mean, you know, it may happen, but not likely. But they can't concentrate on that. They're always looking. You know, they're trying for the brass ring, right? But all along, people are handing them pieces, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit, and they're just not going to do it.
But they're not
And I guess-
happy just being like just doing it enough, like
Yeah.
well enough to survive. I guess they want the status and like,
They want to be a Theo Von. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Chad wants to be like Bert Kreischer. That's why he has so much animosity toward him because he thinks in his mind that he could be that, you know. But yeah, what you were saying, Schmuel, to your point is that he could be a good regional comic, and I think that's more what I was trying to say. Like he is marketable to a thing but he's never going to be the big thing that in his mind,
Right.
that he wants to be. Yeah,
But
I think we're
what
saying the same thing.
What NJ Ranger is saying here is, and he's talking about Chad, and he doesn't. I was the one who told him not to do that episode about SJ's kid. He knew better, and he got his Patreon nuked as a result.
Yeah,
That's
good point.
That's what I'm saying is like all of the help in the world isn't going to help you if you don't know how to get out of your own way. And you know, let's not forget that he did do the thing with John's kid having a wiener or whatever, but he also he put Mark Lewis's name in the title of another Patreon and was going to dox him. So he knew what he was going to do. Oh, yeah, here we go. Hold on.
Yeah.
Schmuel doesn't realize the talent he's got here. I hope he doesn't try to big-time MBS like Uncle Jack and Reverend Fug Lee did. Oh.
And that's true.
Have you-
MBS is a fucking treasure.
Have you watched my Uncle Jack thing when I was on BYB last week?
Yeah,
I watched
Such a-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, such
That
a
was-
fucking idiot. Excuse
Yeah.
me. But
he was trying to fucking talk smart to you wearing a bunny costume.
Yeah, darn it. Sorry, my language.
No,
but-
we don't big time MBS.
We should ask Mr. Blue Sky about his thoughts on Karmic because I'm sure he's got a good point to it.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot. Go.
About what?
I don't know.
All right, so here's so
I think
basically
he might be autistic.
we came to my feeling about the guy is that some of this stuff might just be wrestling, like the fights with other people. He might know that stuff draws attention. And so there's that part. And then he also has like this sort of victim mentality of everybody's out to get him and everybody's trying to fuck him. And, oh, you don't know what I've been through. Oh, you don't know what I've been through. But
he was also
doesn't seem
drunk,
like he's
though.
really been through anything. So go ahead.
He was also drunk, and yeah, kind
But
of
that-
less. He's
that-
not
I
very
mean-
much like that when he's sober.
Yeah. Being drunk is an excuse to a point, but you have to be, held accountable
Yeah,
for what you
it's
say.
not an excuse, as in it's not his fault and everything, but
Right.
we are judging him based on what he says when he's drunk. I would just say, oh yeah, he's a drunk. Wait till he sobers up, and then we can make any. Yeah.
I would raise my hand and say what we played earlier is him sober, and it was a morning stream, and it was all the same stuff.
True.
Wait, what?
Because when you're drunk, we all know when you're drunk, you're just really just being more honest or saying things you probably wouldn't say if you were sober. But, you're the same person. No excuses.
Yeah.
Except when
Big
you're-
W said,
Man,
I bet I can guess the first question Uncle Jack asked. I think he wanted to know if I was a Jew. I think that was the thing that was most important to him. But who knows? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was either that or like if you're something about sex. He seems a lot about sex stuff.
Yes. Am I
butt
also like, do I eat ass? Am I
That's what it
gay?
was.
You
Do
know?
you eat ass? Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I got the feeling that he was, that thing was just Quad and I, right? There were 4 people on screen for the most part, but it was just Quad and I going back and forth. I mean, Yingwei and Honk were not saying anything. And I felt like Jack got the link to try to throw it off a little bit. So
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Who knows? I mean, the pedophile thing is always just so weird to argue about with people. I mean, it's disgusting. End of story. And that's basically what you were saying. Like, it's gross to, I'm not gonna put words in your mouth. You might not even said that, but I mean, pedophilia is gross. You know that.
No, it's gross, and I just thought it was gross to try to use that to own people.
Yeah.
And
But that's
and,
a
you know,
tactics people use sometimes,
at least it's not homophilia though,
or hemophilia. Yeah.
or hebophilia. You know,
Arachnophobia.
whatever that was,
or Ophelia.
or just Ophelia.
Bring up PSP's comment because it's true. It was just yelling over you. It was you versus 4 guys, which never works out well. And
Right.
I've been in that situation before, not on a podcast, but just in like a stream. And it's like, a couple people over. You just start. Me personally, and that's probably what you were told is he's a crazy person because I would just yell.
I tried. That's what happened to me when I got asked to come on to confront Gino, and I got sandbagged by Ski Mask.
Yeah.
I just got all pissed off, and I looked like a fucking idiot. And
That's
so
what happens. Yeah.
during this one, I wasn't as calm as I could have been, but I tried to stay as calm as I could have because I knew that I knew I had a point, right? And you like with those guys, like I know that I'm never going to reach them. Like they're not going to change their opinion, but maybe if there's a couple of chatters out there that say, hey, oh, maybe this guy is right. Or maybe he's a complete asshole, but I wanted to get out. I had thoughts on it. I wanted to get it out because
Yeah. And they're all good guys. There's just, it's difference of opinion in a way. But I mean, we all like BYB. It's a good show. Quad's a good guy.
some of it is, yeah. Well, based upon what I've been after that show, so I could send you some of the DMs.
Did you get some anti?
People are like,
people
yeah,
in the
he's
DMs?
not a good guy. He's not this. He's not that. And it's like, but Quad and I talk. That's my big
Yeah.
thing is to, if I have an argument or a fight with somebody, I want to talk to them afterwards and try to resolve it.
He was just
or-
drunk.
Or at
That's
least-
gonna be the excuse I will give everyone.
Yeah.
That's my excuse, Mr. Blue Sky. That's
Oh
mine.
yeah, Crumb. Don't listen to him. He's drunk right now.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And that was the.
Cheers.
So I talked to Quad, and I didn't want it to continue. I thought we had reached a decent place, and then WATP did their show. And I had asked, like, that's everything be left, let's leave it alone for a while.
It's
and
a
if it
miracle,
bubbles
though.
back up,
You made him feel,
yes.
and he's a quad. Yeah.
He's got no feeling.
Bachman's making
Wait,
him feel.
Who are those podcasts? Did a show about you on BYB?
Yeah, Wednesday, their Wednesday show was them saying that, I owned Quad.
Oh, wow.
Or something along those lines.
Pro Schmuel. That's good then for you.
MBS. You
Do
just
they not
remind
like? They don't like BYB.
No, I think they think that Derek's been a piece of shit with all this stuff, and I don't disagree with them. And I think they're right.
Okay.
And that all came about because I was watching a show a couple of days before. So I was on on a Monday or a Tuesday, and they went. It was probably like Thursday, and they had 4 or 5 guys on, and they were all laughing and going after Schmuel, but they were also a lot of it. It was just much of it were just lies, and another part of it were like misunderstandings and things like that. So I said to Quad, "Hey man, if you're gonna do one of these shows again, you should get somebody on the other side." And that's how that came about. So
You were that guy. Yeah.
he sent me a text and asked me to come on, and I was like, "Sure, I'll come on." But if I'm coming on to discuss a topic, I'm gonna do some research to try to figure out exactly what I'm trying to say. And then the DM, the thing that I brought out about him with sending out the picture of that guy's kid, somebody sent that to me like an hour and a half before the show, so I didn't know about it. And then and then I found out, and then it just came up. So that's where we go. And
Yeah. No, that is a weird situation because you don't know, you're researching and then you're getting people sending you stuff. So yeah, you're like, what the fuck? What is this?
Some
I don't know
guy was
this.
on yesterday talking shit about Quad, and Quad had I guess spoken to Sandy, and so it was Joe Exotic. It was on Twitter. It was not really.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I sent Joe Exotic a. Are there any more? Details on this? Because it's like you're saying this, but you're just saying it. I don't know that it's true, and it's like, oh, if you were on Johnny Come Lately, you would have known all about it. And I still don't know I still don't know anything about it. But what I'm really saying is, I don't know if it's true. So I don't want that, and that's the point. And that was my point about them with Schmuel and with these other guys. If you don't know it's true, right, you don't
Right.
accuse somebody of it.
You don't know. You don't know the full details. Don't be throwing accusations.
Anything that someone can't disprove is not okay to accuse.
It's
You
hard
know,
to
like,
disprove
it's a
when someone
negative.
calls you a pedophile. How do you disprove that?
It's the classic question of like, when did you stop beating your wife?
Oh, I never stopped.
Yeah, exactly. And but that's it's like how do you answer that? I was just I don't want to get into this thing. I didn't want to get into the thing about, oh, now I'm the guy to attack Quad. I'm not doing that. I'm not your
No, you're.
troll.
But that's not your persona. You're not the guy that goes around attacking. You research. You're factual, and you don't make assumptions. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, what are
He's
you
a
gonna
real
do?
shit stirrer.
I'm a real
Yeah.
shit stirrer. I just
Real
got.
stirrer.
I'll tell you what. It's funny. Like with the all that stuff. The two things that bothered me most were the accusation that DabbleCon 2 was scheduled on the date it was because they knew that Issa was going to plead guilty the next day or a day later. So they scheduled this entire event around it, which is complete bullshit.
Yeah.
And the other one was that Schmuel with the Save the Night Foundation raising the $1,000, that Schmuel took the money and never gave it to Save the Night.
He did?
But Schmuel never had the money because he set it up through YouTube's charity. So what happened was any money you gave went directly to Save the Night. It never went to Schmuel. So it's not like he even had it. He couldn't have done anything even if he wanted to.
Yeah,
And
but
I
they
was
never saved the night. So
just saying that. No, they don't. They try though, because you
Yeah,
can't.
well-
If they had solved the problem, they wouldn't be there, right?
It was like a medieval times type of thing. Save the night.
no, this was like last month.
Yeah.
And for the record, I think Schmuel not Schmuel. Sorry, Schmuel. See, we were talking about names before. I forget people's names.
I was called
Schmuel.
Schmuel. I can't tell you how many
Schmuel.
times I was called
It's very
Schmuel.
similar. Yeah. But I think Schmuel
Schmuel
blows.
knew.
Yeah, Schmuel knew. Yeah, look, and it's because the deal is what Adam Bush said. I think is 100% correct, which is there's 1,000 reasons to hate Schmuel,
Yeah.
right? But this is not one of them. Let's drop
Even
this
6
subject.
million.
Bring up the DW1227's comment.
All right.
'cause that's a good one.
We can, but I have a bet. I want to stick with Karmic for a few minutes, if
No, I
that's
know. They're just saying I'm
okay with
boring.
you fellas.
No, I'm Mr. Blue
And-
Sky.
And we were supposed to get off. So no, because you're the guy that I want to ask this question to, and because you're the guy that would know. One of the things I've noticed in watching this, I haven't watched a lot of Karmic, but I have watched, and what I have watched is I noticed he's got a music bed playing under his stream. Is that? Do you think that's an addition? Do you think that people don't know that they're listening to it, but it makes it easier to listen to? I mean, how do you feel about music beds in general?
Usually I'm not too much of a fan, but I don't know. It's usually because it's super heavy rhythmic, like under. But his music is, I don't know, better.
Is
at
that
least
his
than-
music he made?
I don't know. He's some kind of AI stuff.
Oh.
Either
It's
he made it
distracting.
or the big boobed ladies did it or something.
Yeah, he calls himself an AI musician.
I don't know what that means.
Probably like an autistic.
So you like
musician.
type in a prompt to AI and it makes the music, and then that you can say you're a musician.
But I don't know that it may be Dave. Now you sound like Dave Sarah. I have a feeling that it's like you type it in, you get it, right? Like you get it out, and then you retype. Like you go back and forth with AI to try to get you something that you want, that to get the music that you want.
I can see if you wanted to make like say you, Schmuel, wanted to make a song for your show, like an intro song, and you just type that in, because you're not a musician, you're not pretending you're a musician. But I've heard Karmic say like, I just want to get back to playing my music, but he's just an AI guy.
No, but
Well, we don't know.
Wasn't he a DJ or something?
He may have been. I really don't
PSP.
know.
Can you tell? Yeah.
Johnny Chopstick's not a fan. But like Mr. Blue Sky is a fucking musician. Pat Dixon, he plays the tickles the ivories and shit. Like I don't mind that when it's like a subtle, appropriate timing, like a little piano thingy.
He's feeling like I don't know, the momentum and everything of the show. It's not just the same like program.
Yeah, it's like when
happening.
you go to watch a documentary on Amazon Prime, and it seems like it's good, and then you click onto it, and then it's just got some fucking janky music playing in the background the entire time. And you're like, why? Why are you doing that? It's distracting. I want to learn about the Civil War.
So Opinion, he was a DJ. Peter Sky Parker, yes, that is correct. So he was a DJ. So I think the difference between me and a guy like Karmic is I could go into AI and say, make me music, right? And I'd be like, oh yeah, man, that's fucking great. And a guy like Karmic would be able to say, oh my God, that sucks. And know how to refine it and how to make something out of it. You know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
Like
guess.
the refining and sort of like just throwing shit at the wall kind of thing. yeah, then you're a musician because you're like just trying to find something to get inspired by, and then make something out of that thing.
Yeah, but it's like
But as long as you're not doing that, you're just writing prompts, I guess.
it's like saying you're an artist if you just, you know, AI make a fucking painting. You're not an artist.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know.
but
Damn old school.
I would disagree to a bit, because I would say you could say to AI, you could put in prompts and have AI draw a picture for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's AI's picture. Everybody
Yeah.
knows it's AI. It's going to look like AI. But if you're an
Mhm.
artist and you had an artist eye, you could ask AI to change. It's almost like being a painter, but instead of actually using the paintbrush,
Yeah,
you're using
I
word
agree
prompts to
somewhat.
change it.
Hmm.
I agree somewhat, but a lot of the AI does not really like. Is it good enough yet? Like,
No.
what kind of AI actually will? It will be like your hand is on its fucking
He's got
I
8
don't know,
fingers on one hand.
coat. You know, I feel like the AI just fuck things. It fucks things up really
I
compared to
do
what I
use
wanted
AI.
to do.
I use it actually. I use Grok a lot to fucking research shit, but it's
Yeah,
th-
but that's
that's
something
it.
different.
Yeah.
That's not art.
No, because it can find. It's crazy how good it is finding fucking weird things that no one could find, but they can find it. I don't get
I'm
it.
thinking like asking the AI to make a song and then something about the bass line or something being like, there's something there. I'm going to take that and some of the arrangement style and then do something with it. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was
What?
thinking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that makes more sense. You can,
And-
using it to help you figure out. But if you can actually do it, I think that's what I'm saying is if he can physically make music on his keyboard or his fucking guitar or whatever it is, and then use AI to help him tune it up, I'm cool with that. But if you just say you're a musician, but all you're doing is typing in like prompts, that's not a musician. If you don't actually how to play
I don't know.
the instruments,
I'd say that you're a musician. I don't know, like even some people that just listen to music, kind of they're kind of musicians when, as far as what they know is good and like what is happening and what like you just have to be able to listen well, I think.
all right. Well, let's pull it into the comic fucking aspect. If you're a comic and you use AI to write all your jokes, are you a comic? No, you're just a guy
No.
reading AI jokes, right?
Yeah, so what you're basically what me and Schmuel are saying about the AI and art is that you're basically using the AI to then observe,
Enhance.
like observational comedy. You observe a thing, oh, there's something kind of, right? And that's what
Mhm.
one would do with the AI in the prompts. You're like, oh, there's something that made me think of something. It did something to my brain looking
Yeah.
at that.
So you're using the AI as a tool, not
Yeah.
as the be all and end all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But where
But
is the
it's not
line?
like if you're thinking, like it doesn't do any of the thinking for you. It's just like for the most part I'm like, I wonder and then I look up shit. It's real good for looking up stuff. But
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
As
I'm just
opinion, as a drawer, this is kind of what I think we were trying to get at here. Is as a drawer, AI art is definitely great. You just have to make sure you put out your perfect examples. The average person won't know it's AI. Karmic needs to do that.
Yeah.
I
I understand that. I get that. But there's a line. There's a fine line where is it enhancing or doing all the work? That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I would say that it's for a guy like Karmic, I feel like it enhances.
Okay. Yeah, totally.
Not it does all the work. I will tell you that you've heard about my craps adventure in Las Vegas. I don't know if they
No,
mentioned
I
this.
haven't heard.
I turned 200 into 3,500 at
Hell
a
yeah.
bubble craps machine, and I was chasing
craps.
everyone. I was chasing everyone away as they came up to talk to me. I was chasing them away, and then finally it was like, what are you listening to? Because I guess I was Ghost Party. I was listening to Karmic's Ghost Party, and it was like earwormy, had gotten stuck in my head. And so I don't know how, I would imagine that maybe that's what AI does. Like AI can do that. Like it knows what people are going to listen to, but I don't think it's a long-term solution.
Pattern recognition,
Right.
knowing when, like, oh, that thing is very like catchy, like that sort of thing.
Yeah. I want to.
So you have Karmic in your
Let me-
playlist. He's like, you've saved him in your Spotify?
No, I just had I think I had YouTube on or something like that. But
Does he have a
I read
Spotify?
that one. Oh, here we go. Opinion. AI music is actually decent, especially the kind that uses vocals of musicians to sing someone else's lyrics.
Is it that
don't
one? The
I am essentially tone deaf, so
I think if it's that one, I can hear like what songs it has borrowed from and stuff. At least, yeah.
Chris
When it's
Mack.
very similar to you.
I read a lot of stuff for both school and for myself, and I've uploaded it to AI before. It has caught a few minor typos or tense inconsistencies, but when I ask it to improve it, it really can't do it. Yeah, that's 2025. What's it going to be like in 2035? You know,
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, people are going to be like, oh, I'm a fucking musician. Oh, are you? Here, play this guitar, play the piano. No, I fucking just type it into Google.
There you go, Chris. Yes, that's it, MBS. Yeah, I do find AI wanting.
It's like tracing.
Yeah,
I can trace the fuck out of a picture, dude.
No, I see. I tend. Look. It can be, and we're not. I'm not saying that it can't be, but I am saying that in the right hands, AI is just another tool. In the arsenal of tools.
No, and I agree. I'm not disagreeing. I'm worried about.
And
the
it's
people
full
who
circle back to Chad.
Talking
about tools.
Chad's gonna be able to steal our credit cards through AI.
I'm just kidding, Chad. Don't get angry.
Chad gets angry at everything. Opinion. AI being able to turn songs of a certain genre into a different genre, but with the same feel and lyrics is actually impressive.
Well, that's what musicians can do too.
Yeah.
We
should talk about Kanye's new song. You guys hear it?
I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to talk about it. I was
banned from Twitter, bro.
I wish I could remember the song. I was getting my hair cut 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, and I go to a Dominican barber, and it was a Pearl Jam song, which I wish I could remember, but it was sung in Spanish. And so it was obviously a Pearl Jam song, but the lyrics were in Spanish. And I am always amazed when a song written in English then gets translated to a different language, but yet it converts. Like they can get the words in that language to rhyme and to match up and to do those things. I don't know if you can do it all the time, but Freddie, the guy who was cutting my hair, speaks English. And I was like,
Freddie.
Is that Pearl Jam? And he's like, yeah, that's Pearl Jam. And
Pearl Jam.
I was
Even flow.
I was really. It probably was Even Flow. It's probably like the only song.
He's like that. He was using the even flow your haircut, chopping up the Schmuel hair.
Opinion. Do you like the chrome on a Benz? Yeah, Benzes aren't the best. I don't really like Benzes, but
what does that
I
mean?
am not a fan of. I like subtle stuff. So I'm not a big, if you chrome it all out with the wheels and all that shit, I think it's overkill. Because I think some stuff is beautiful by itself, and then like Trump, right? A little gold in his bathroom might not be bad, but too much gold is too much.
The whole gold toilet is a little too much. Do you drive a Benz, Schmuel? Is that what he asked you?
No, they just because of my name. I drive a Lexus.
Oh,
I actually drive.
Oh, you do?
2025. No, I drive a 2020 Lexus.
oh,
And we
2020
just
Lexus,
purchased
nice.
a 2025.
Next, he's
Hyundai
gonna say he
Tucson.
has a Tesla.
No, I don't have it. I wouldn't mind getting one, but it's just not practical.
No, I'd get a Tesla, but
Do you want it with or without the swastikas and all that stuff? I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. I also think the Cybertruck is probably the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
yeah, it's bad.
It reminds me of, remember like they don't even get to be B rated, the B movies. They're like C and D movies. The the really crappy sci-fi movies,
Mm-hmm.
and where somebody takes something and then, oh, this is what we think it's going to look like, and that's what a Cybertruck looks to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's
it's not. It's not my favorite design, but I do like the car. Honestly, like if you've ever been in one, it's a nice fucking ride. It's a cool car, but it's not. Like, I understand what you're saying. It's fucking stupid looking, man. It looks like a dumpster.
Yeah.
It's very practical, though. I think, isn't it?
Yeah. If you need if you want to park and take up 4 parking spaces, and
Yeah, but isn't there like a shit you can do with all over it, like in the back? Like in the back, you can make it so that it's easy to camp out, and I've seen a lot of stuff. I think, or am I wrong?
I honestly I don't know. I've always seen the Cybertruck as something people buy because they need to, it's like the small penis guy needs the big truck.
Mhm.
That's my view of it. And then, but I'm a city
Oh.
person, so it's like
Yeah, I would get it
big-
so that people think that I have a small penis because
Big
I'm
car.
tired of everyone assuming I have a large one.
right, exactly. I used to drive a Toyota Yaris, and
Mhm.
all the chicks wanted me, so I got a Cybertruck. I had to fight them back a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, hit
I
the
thought
wrong
we
button.
insulted you there. So we don't have to rush off, but Tukey is on just for
Oh no,
everyone.
we're going up against Tukey.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we're trying to stick it at Tukey, and he's gonna
Yeah,
get so
right.
mad.
right. That's like somebody was. Ray has been
Hey,
going on.
Did you people know one thing though, that
Go ahead.
it's actually Rocco who plays all of them? Cardiff, OJ, and
Oh.
Tukey, and
Ah,
the Dabbler, and it's insane. I didn't believe so at first.
yeah. The only thing,
Didn't know.
the thing is, I've been with all 3 at the same time.
Oh my god.
So unless Rocco is able to do 4 voices, Tukey, his, OJ's, and Cardiff, speaking at the same time, they are four people.
I mean, I'm gonna just say, like, I say say fuck that
The
dude.
Dabbler is
you
also
got
sleeping
30
with his
people
right
watching
hand
you
behind.
that aren't watching him, so fuck them.
19.
Well, whatever. It's 30.
I know, but I also have to go home and go to bed. I've seen
Oh, yeah.
Spinners. Skinny Chad got did a show with
Oh, is
Adam
this
Bush.
that guy?
and told us, I believe so, and told the story of the hamburger pants that Carl wouldn't wear.
Has he ever been on Bellona's stream? I just wonder, because I think I was on that same one, but after he was.
Skinny
Like,
Chad,
2 years ago.
you can answer that question. Were you ever on Bill Loney's stream? And
Bill Loney. That's baloney.
Yeah, but and the fan base is called Little Boners.
Rocco should end Toogie Soup so people can come. Exactly.
Exactly.
PSP.
They'll learn PSP. They'll learn.
I mean, he's getting all the fucking, send some love over here.
he's
know?
he's well
I
he's
can do
well worth
puppets.
he's well worth watching. And when I originally scheduled the Thursday, it was to
His level is like
of-
puppeteer level.
avoid him. and he is like on a personal level, he is an awesome guy. He he really, really is. Opinion PSP. I was dying the other day when you kept telling Schmuel he was saying stupid stuff, and he kept putting you up. Yeah, I don't. What do you call it? I'm not. I like PSP, and I've met him.
Who doesn't?
And he's not a troll, and so if he wants to argue with me and whatever, he's certainly entitled. Skinny Chad, I was on Bill Loney's show. It was great. So there you go.
That was, yeah.
PSP, I have no control over it. I have an uncontrollable desire for the truth. We're not going to get into this now because we'll just start another argument. But I felt like you had an uncontrollable desire for what you thought was true or what you wanted me to think, and I was trying to say that I really didn't have enough info.
Yeah, but is
to
it
think
too
that.
much to ask for you to just think what he thinks? Come on.
Yeah.
Well, he wanted me to think what he thought, but
Exactly. Just give him control over your mind.
we don't have PSP. I was just stating facts, which is true. I mean, you were stating facts, and I was stating opinion, but right, if I
My
see,
feelings don't care
if I
about your
see-
facts, man.
If I see something, do something.
But were they facts, Jack? Or were
Yeah,
they just...
they were.
yeah,
Jack.
no, it was full on Jack after this
We need some
fact.
Jacks.
They were legitimate facts. I think we were arguing about the reaction to those facts. So
Believe it was Jack after the fact.
Jack,
Get it?
that's a fact. Jack
Fact Jack, so it's
From,
after the fact.
from Stripes.
You guys remember Facts of Life?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So I will light one more cigar, and then we're gonna have to
Let's do it.
pop off after
I'll light
that.
one more e-cigarette.
E-cigarette. So
Dude, I've been wanting to
MBS.
smoke cigarettes really bad the last few days, though. It's I think I might get a cigar.
Peter, I'm so sorry. Peter,
He's
I'm
mad,
so
dude.
sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm mad all over.
What
again.
did I do now?
Yeah, you did. It wasn't. It wasn't.
Was,
you. It
was
it was
PSP
me.
at Hackamania?
No.
No,
No.
I thought
Right.
I thought you said that. That's why I.
No.
mentioned
It was a video thing, and the next time I see him, I will actually talk to him. It's very hard to do here, like through chat and stuff. PSP, not this year. I will tell you that Rocco told me he has already booked his room at the Borgata for next year's Super Bowl. Skinny Chad, see you in Boston. Yeah, I won't be there. That's a
that. What's in Boston?
That's a different guy. Dick Masterson is. They're going to do like. Dick Masterson is either getting married or got married, but he's having a kid in June, I believe, or July, and so this is his last hurrah as a
Hooray.
free man.
You're not
as
far
a
from
Freemason.
Boston.
Yes, the Freemasons,
Yeah.
and
I'm wearing a Mason's hat right now.
they run everything,
And they're free
and they're free.
of charge.
And they're free. I used to love that there was one, growing up, there was one Freemason temple left in like all of Queens. And I was near there and I'm laughing because it was like the guys were all white collar workers, like very, very much white collar workers, but they all had a trowel that was part of their like outfit, the Masons thing, and all, like an actual Mason. I'm like, come on, fellas.
Yeah. But
I
at
mean, it's part of the
at
garb.
some point, the thing becomes powerful enough to become like bourgeois. You know, you see the lefties all the time, especially like in Europe. They're supposed to be like working for or fighting for the working man and everything, but they're like totally, upper class. Can't connect with anything of what. Yeah,
Were you
Yeah,
saying
I believe
they
that is what
look-
happened.
Well, the thing is, yeah, they think they're better. They think they're better than these people, and that
Yeah, they pity them.
right, they pity them, and you know, oh, you need my help, right?
Mhm.
And even
Yeah.
if I don't want it, which does bring us which does bring
That's
us
the
full
worst
circle.
that's the worst kind of situation ever, because someone that says they want to help you, they will never ever leave you alone because they're doing it for good.
Yes, exactly.
And they sleep fine at night and everything.
Oh, you should bring
Right.
up Peter Sky Parker's.
And we will.
comment.
But if we go back, and if we go back, what's so funny about that is these are the people that want to tell everybody else how to live, but they go home to their house with their security system in the suburbs. And if one of these people showed up at their door at 3 o'clock in the morning, they'd have a fucking heart attack and be calling the cops and
You guys talking about Democrats?
et cetera, et cetera. And
I know Mr. Blue Sky's talking about the Democrats.
Democrats, Republicans, or whatever. So let's
Or the
answer.
Tory, or I mean, not Tory, but Labor versus Tory and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Right.
And
I don't know who they are.
Right. And but you get into places like Europe or Australia, but the difference between the two parties is so small, right? It's just there tend to be very slight differences.
Yeah, it's just aesthetic differences.
I'm a centrist
What kind of
myself.
language they use and everything, but the policies are pretty much yeah, very similar.
Right.
They all
I
suck dick, right?
look, yes. But all right, let's go with Dick Masterson is doing a show in Boston. Chris Mack, yes, he's doing it with WATP, and I don't know if they're sold out, but they may be sold out. Peter, I'm coming back to you, but I'm going to
Going
skip
down to
that for a sec.
Boston.
The elitist, paternalistic attitude upper class lefties have towards regular people is often just thinly veiled contempt. In actuality,
Wait, did you fat shame
I
the
agree.
relatives? I'm
Well,
just
no,
reading
they're fine.
ahead. Sorry,
don't read ahead there.
I'm cheating.
Chris, yes, I understand. Chris writes a lot, and you hit that nail.
He
nail
writes them wrong.
on the head, because these are the people that sit around talking about what you should be instead of what you are, and whatever they forgot. I have a place in a neighborhood like that where the church that ran the food pantry for 42 years could no longer run the food pantry because the food pantry become bigger than the church, and the church got a new pastor. The old guy had died, and they wanted to kind of get back on their mission. And one of the people who
Mission
runs
Impossible.
one of the people that runs the food pantry, who was going after this church and yelling and screaming about these poor people needing their food pantry and all this other stuff. And I'm thinking 42 years is enough. About a month into this fight, a gentleman from Mexico was walking down the street with his little girl and his son, and of course there's no bathrooms around, and the little girl really had to pee. So he put her between two cars, right? And he stood facing out on one side and his son stood facing out on the other, and she called the cops. And this is disgusting and everything else. And I'm like, if that guy had knocked on your door to let the kid use the bathroom, you never would have fucking done it, you know? And you won't, you know, and if it had been a white kid, none of this would have happened. You know,
because
so
they don't go.
Why is she watching a little girl pee? What the fuck is wrong with her?
well, that was my first response. This is why I am not on.
Does it
Facebook.
kill her to just pee her pants? Come on.
I've been asked to. I was asked to kindly remove myself from the local Facebook group
Oh,
because that were.
that's funny, dude.
All right.
I've been on Facebook for years. I avoid it for that reason.
My biggest problem with Schmuel's take on Michaela versus Misfit was how he says Michaela is a tiny little girl and Misfit's a big man. Therefore, Misfit is a bitch for telling security about Michaela that she threatened him with a gun. And I get it.
Didn't she just say that she conceal carry?
Yeah, she didn't threaten him with a gun.
I'd rather know if I was gonna bully a woman.
Yeah, I look. There are mixed. How it happened, how it started. There's mixed
Misfit's a piece
things.
of shit, so that's
So,
keep that in mind
I
too.
my
And he's
and
not fit, or and is also not a lady. So
I
Miss
only look.
don't
I
get it.
only thought. My only thing was is that he went to Melton, right? And Melton was like he didn't give a shit.
Dum dum.
He didn't think it was a big deal, and that's why I thought going to security was a little strange. But I was also there, like, and I saw what she was wearing. So if he was concerned that she was going to go up to she wasn't in the hotel, but if she was going to go to her hotel and get the gun and come back and shoot the place up, then he had every right to do what he did. I didn't think that was what was going to happen. But I don't know the two people involved. So
No, I mean Misfit's just a weird dude who was looking for something with someone. I mean, I told him I was going to beat him up at Hackamania with no intention of ever going, and he ran with that for like over a year. And I was friends with Misfit, but he didn't like that I took Michaela's side the last time when they were telling everybody that she cheated on her husband and she's retarded, and I was just like,
Is it okay if someone does not even take anyone's side?
Yeah,
They're both
exactly.
weirdos or something.
I mean, I know I'm a weirdo, but I feel like Misfit went there intentionally trying to like he was excited when he saw her come up to him.
I'm
Like,
smart.
He was waiting for it. He
I'm not
wanted
dumb.
that to happen.
uh,
That's my own thoughts.
yeah, I don't want to get involved.
And now we're
in this one.
PSP
I don't want to get
thinks you're
involved.
dumb.
I don't want to get involved in this one. I
No, I mean, there's no getting involved. I mean, I don't want to get involved either. I'm not involved.
Let's
I
get
wasn't there.
involved.
You were there. You were actually in the video. You were in the video, though, Schmuel.
I
So
I was
You are
I
involved.
I was Waldo that weekend.
He's always lurking in the background.
You were in tons of
Mr.
videos.
I was like in fucking pictures. It was just
Everywhere, dude.
it was-
I kept
it
seeing
was-
Schmuel.
It was wild. I kept seeing myself, and I was like going, oh, I don't know, man.
That's what we call it in Norway. We call them lenslaus or whatever. Or you know how lice? Yeah, that's what.
Lens lice.
Lens
Lens
yeah, You're
lice.
one of the lens lice.
No,
Yeah,
and honestly,
I
everything
don't-
I,
that's
say
the
about Misfit, I
compliment
say
that I
it
thought
on
it was.
purpose just to fucking piss him off. 'Cause
It's when someone just
if I believe it
happens
or not.
to be in all the pictures by like jumping in and being like, "Hey."
Yeah, but that's not right. We would call that photo bombing.
Yeah, well, also just happened to be in the background, just like, oh, he's always there, kind of
Yeah.
thing. It
Hot-
would-
Yes, that's basically what was happening. Was I wasn't part of that stuff, but I just happened to be there. But the other thing is too is I'm sure other people were, but because I'm so old and out of shape, I'm just
Yeah,
more
and decrepit.
recognizable. Yes,
I mean, you're getting
exactly.
around though. You were in every picture. Not
Yeah.
every picture, but I saw you.
Good
in a
on
few
you.
I actually saw on Twitter it wasn't even I don't know who the person was, but they had a Hackamania hashtag, and then there was Schmuel in the background. I think it was it was like the girl who ate butter on stage,
That sounds
Lucy?
like a
Or
book.
maybe
The Girl Who Ate Butter.
the girl who ate butter on stage.
Like some kind of lame
Because I think
wine mom book.
Lucy ate butter and Mary Beth,
A lot of
Brian
tattoos.
Johnson's wife, was
Girl
eating
who had a
butter.
lot of tattoos.
She married Beth.
And I thought that Lorenzo won. I didn't see it. I thought Lorenzo won the butter eating, but then they said it was a guy named Connor, or a C name. There were two people there who only had one arm, and that was a little bit like. But they said there was one of the guys with one arm that
Wasn't Michaela armed? What?
Skinny Chad, spelled out with an I, and you'd be very accurate. Lucy was a doll, and she was great.
Oh yeah, she's the one with the tits.
Dude,
Yes.
PSP is fucking trashing you in the chat, bro.
Yeah, what are you
calling
gonna say back, bro?
Intellectually dishonest.
Yeah,
like,
you better write a diss track.
no, I was
He
trying to
may be.
start
Look,
shit.
he could be right. He could be right. Chris Mack, that always bothers me, but Schmuel's intellectual dishonesty is overpowering that right now.
No,
and
it's
I
it's
didn't
fine.
No,
even
but
It's
notice
funny.
the
it
thing
was-
is, we don't talk over each other. We talk like under each other. It's
Mhm.
not the same.
Well, there's a latency involved
Mhm.
in the internet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I realize I'm over talking, but you haven't started
Yeah.
talking. I start talking, and then you're talking, and then he
Yeah.
talks, and then we all talk.
Yeah, and then I undermine you instead. Like it's not the same.
Right. Chicken Jack.
Is it honesty or stupidity? You make the call, folks.
Who's being honestly stupid though?
I
I
think
call for stupidity.
I think me.
Or did I do it right?
Yes, I think Peter feels that I'm being intellectually dishonest because the thing that is making him mad is that I thought Misfit going and getting security was over the top,
Mhm.
Yeah,
right? And
but I'm telling you, he went there with every intention to get her kicked out of there. That's my thought.
okay,
What if
my
we just gave PSP a security blanket? Would that fix things, or what?
okay?
Well, you gotta
so
make sure it's got the right sound though. If it sounds
See,
bad,
and this is the thing. She threatened. This is Peter's in caps, so he's screaming at
he's
his
yelling at us.
keyboard. She threatened him with a gun. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Did she take the gun out and
Are you
Yeah,
really
she
that
did, and she
dumb?
missed.
That's threatening with a gun, dude.
No, she
I don't
missed.
know where you
even.
come
She
from.
shot at him. She opened fire. Everything.
She basically said like, if you fuck
But
with me, I'll
Misfit
defend
sucked.
myself.
So
That's what I think.
fuck
she
him,
said.
right?
I don't know either of these people. My point was, and it remains this way, is Misfit is a giant man. He's huge. And Michaela is a tiny woman.
Is he huge like
And-
tall or huge like fat?
Both.
Is he
Kind of-
wider than taller?
I think he
Kind
was
of.
both. And so
He's both? How you both?
I was my
Big and
impression-
tall.
I think what she said, I believe in the video, she said she was like licensed to concealed carry, or she had a concealed carry, or I concealed carry.
She went like, "You gotta sleep at some point, you know."
Why?
And then she,
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
then she,
shoot you
and
when
then
you
she
sleep, you
aimed
fucking
and like,
giant
"You
man."
feel
Giant
lucky?"
man, yeah.
And he
But-
said, "No." And he's like, "What are you
Yes.
doing at a casino if you don't feel lucky? What the fuck?" And then it was all boring. And
Right.
Is that why Misfit wasn't scared when I said I'd beat him up because he's a giant fucking man?
He's a giant guy. He's a big motherfucker.
I'd still kick his ass, dude. I guarantee you.
Just
right
like
now,
you're
I'd fucking
also
take
a
his
giant
ass down
asshole.
like I'd chop him down like
Chrome.
a tree. What? I'm sorry.
just like you're also a giant asshole, you know.
Yeah, dude.
Haha.
No, I'm tiny, man.
Got him.
I weighed
have the
in
sound
today
of-
at 134 pounds.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
How do we even know if the gun
I'm
worked?
keto.
I don't think Schmuel understands how guns work.
Schmuel, come on. If you don't know how guns work, dude, I'm.
Do you know how they dysfunction when they don't work?
Yeah, I've been. I think I have more experience with that than anybody else in here. But
That's
neither
because
here
you're
nor
old.
neither
That's
here
not-
nor there.
that's not fair.
Well, because I've also been robbed at gunpoint a couple of times. So
So when did you rob people at gunpoint?
No, they robbed me at gunpoint,
Oh,
and so
that's not cool.
But
But I don't understand what that comment means, though. You don't understand how guns work. What does that even? How does that
because I'm not speaking for Peter, but I think I think what he's trying to say is that it doesn't matter how big he is and how small she is. If she has a gun, he is not bulletproof, and she could just have shot him.
Yeah, and you're projecting
Schmuel
your
thinks-
bulletproofness onto Misfit because
If
you survived. Yeah.
If the girl if the girl is tiny and the guy is bigger, a gun threat doesn't matter and shouldn't be reported. That's Peter Sky Parker saying
But-
that to me.
But do we think that Michaela
size was
like,
what-
checked
what-
her gun in?
But his
in
size is what
baggage
made
on the
her feel
airplane?
that threatened, I think.
Did she ever get searched? Did she have a gun?
If
Did
a
we
tiny
ever
man
figure
like
out if she had a
Crumbum
gun?
said it, I don't think she would have pointed out that she concealed carry.
Well, she didn't have one. Not there. I don't know if she had one back in her hotel room, but she
Oh.
did.
I mean,
have
I
one.
heard that she didn't even get kicked out of the hotel.
No, she got trespassed. She's not allowed into the plaza.
the
But she was
event?
not staying at the plaza.
Oh,
So she lost her ticket to Hackmania, but her weekend was not room.
I'm always serious, Peter Sky Parker, by the way.
Chris Mack. I don't even report credible threats. There's no way I'm reporting an idle threat by a drunk old lady.
Chris Mack.
You know what we need to do is just put Chris
Yeah,
and
she's
Peter up
drunk.
here and let them yell
There's
at
the
each other.
excuse again. She was drunk. I'm on her side. She was just drunk. Get over it, right?
Yeah,
That's a valid defense.
that's the defense of the Hackaverse-mania.
Hell, that's how I've had to defend you, Crumbum.
She was like she was
Dum
wearing
Dum.
like stretch pants or whatever, like and
She's looking good. She's
like
looking good,
tight,
right?
No, but like a tight, like and a form-fitting sweater. So I was like where would it be?
Where
But
would it be now?
but
All
then
right, so
look,
so you were
the
lying
guy-
before when you said you were just walking by, dude. You were checking her out. You were checking.
Yeah.
I was. Oh, it was a show. It was a show. As Patrick Melton said, Schmuel was there. He got himself a bucket of popcorn because he knew there was a show coming.
Was it, dude? Was it like? Give us the bystander's view of that video. You were behind. I saw you in there. So what happened? Was it like she approached him? He approached her? Like how did that happen?
So I don't know at what point I came in. So when I
saying that
came,
the best state people make decisions in is in Vegas. Is that true? Can you
yeah,
fact check that?
it's the most logical.
I thought it was Florida.
What happened was I walked in. I saw her getting angry at the guy, and then I was kind of watching. I thought there was just two people arguing. And then I guess that's when the phone came out, and he went like back and was getting. I feel like it could have been de-escalated. This is my thing.
So
is I feel
there
like it
was
could
a
have been
confrontation. He
de-escalated.
went and got his phone out and then went back to it.
He had the phone, yeah, and I thought he was walking away, but then see the phone thing coming out, and that was when I left because I'm like,
Yeah, because he wanted to fucking make a video, and he did.
I don't want to get involved in it. But
Yeah.
Sketty says she was sitting right there. He was eating his dinner, which was pizza that Schmuel can't eat, and she came up and started pestering him. So
Okay.
you know, I don't know.
And she got
you-
pest by the pestering.
Welcome to the pay no mind list, Peter Sky Parker.
Oh fuck, dude. That's the worst list to be on.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, yeah,
We're
I
on
just,
the list, brothers.
right. And what he got pissed off at me was I was like, she was tiny, she was obviously drunk, and I did not take the gun threat. In my mind, I didn't take it seriously. But I don't know them, and I don't know their history, so maybe it was serious.
The fact that you talked to me is probably why he was annoyed at you. I'm just saying.
Who? Peter?
No,
Oh.
Misfit. I thought you said Misfit was annoyed at you.
No, it's
No, he
Peter
wasn't-
that's
Misfit
angry.
wasn't annoyed. He wasn't
Oh,
annoyed
okay,
at me.
that's just my own.
He wasn't annoyed at me. He,
Well, I can't stop thinking about Misfit. He's always in my head.
But did Peter Scott Parker mean like taxidermy or something?
No, he meant elephants. Pachyderms.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So,
you're good. You're good, MBS. Fucking.
I'm
like
so
that.
good.
and MBS, yes, we wouldn't want to insult MBS.
I mean, he's hard to.
I am
criticize.
dumb and foreign, so that's always an out.
Those Europeans, they don't know anything.
No, we don't know shit. Not even Scandinavians know anything, and Europeans are also stupid.
Because they're always a peeing of something.
Yeah, European. No, European. European. That's always my comeback.
All right,
You,
kids.
you're peeing.
Let's see. You're telling us you didn't feel threatened by someone who threatened someone who isn't you.
Am I in Europe?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't gonna shoot nobody up, and if he's a giant
So-
man,
I guess we don't,
but-
but we don't know that, and that's what Peter Sky
Maybe
Parsons
Schmuel
is
is
saying.
talking about what he thought at the time, but
No.
now, as like in retrospect, kind
after
of
the fact,
things are
hindsight.
maybe different,
Yeah.
or
No.
Well,
You
I
you
know-
didn't take it seriously at the time. Is what I'm getting.
I gotta be honest. I was hoping I was gonna see a Misfit and Michaela makeup video at the end because I heard that they were really
Ugh,
good friends at the first one. The
Man,
first
you're
Hackmania, they
gross.
were buddies, and then
Yeah.
something
You're so
happened, right?
gross.
I don't remember.
Get your
you-
mind out of the gutter. See, they're going to make a sex tape.
No,
Man,
I
you're
didn't want
gross.
the sexies.
Yeah,
but
you're
but
so
I mean, I would have
gross.
watched it if it happened. I watched any
Man,
video that came out.
You have a
but
dirty mind. I
wouldn't
didn't
that
make
have been
any
a
of
better
that up.
story though? Come on, think about it. Like just for humanity, I would like we all get along together all the time.
Ugh,
but that's not
no,
good content.
I'm not
right?
gonna do that with you.
Come on.
It would be. What do
you
you
have a
call it?
dirty
Oh,
mind.
getting along. There'd be no reason for YouTube.
Yeah. But it would be nice if we all could get along. Let's have a nice stream one time. We just talk about how good everybody
We'll all
is.
sit and sing Kumbaya. I'll have MBS break out a guitar and we'll light
Oh
the
yeah,
campfire.
it'll be a first.
We get fucking
exclusive.
Karmic to do some fucking pew, 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 pew through AI, and then we know, and it's, anybody.
Opinion is probably 100%. Honestly, that whole crowd are trolls. Really sucks for her, but she should never have brought up her gun, both out of courtesy and strategy. I agree.
Yeah.
I
Nailed it.
agree.
Our military strategy was way off that evening, and
Yeah.
to be quite
No,
honest,
she was
embarrassed.
nervous,
yeah,
her
but that she should know how to like do her military strategizing or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
I mean,
not-
she all right. Here's a
not an
difference.
excuse.
Misfit was not emotional, and Michaela was very emotional. That's the problem. I mean, not the problem. That's where, because Misfit was calculated. He wasn't. He it didn't bother him. He wasn't emotional about
the
it.
strategy was.
Michaela
on
was
point.
emotional about it because she identifies this guy as saying that she cheated on her husband because that's where it all stemmed from. She was really pissed that this guy was telling everybody that she cheated on her husband. So she was very emotional
Wait,
about it.
well, didn't
All right.
she say herself?
No.
So
I don't know,
Pretty
maybe
sure
she
I've
did. I don't
even
know. I wasn't
seen
there.
her
I
making
wasn't
that
there. I
joke
don't
or
know.
Whatever.
two things about this though. One, factual statement. Nobody, I don't want to say nobody, very few people who were in the room when this happened knew that it happened or that Michaela had been trespassed. Almost all of us found out about it on Twitter.
That's why PSB should have been there. He would have heard everything.
Right. The man with the audio. But to change the subject, but keep it on the same topic,
Yeah,
the
please do.
next day I got 3 DMs with pictures
Oh no.
of Misfit, and he was wearing
Oof.
the K-Fur name tag, right?
Yeah.
So the name, anyway, so it's Misfit, the name was K-Fur. And I don't even know that I recognized him. And somebody said, do you know who this guy is? And I said, I guess that's K-Fur, considering that was what his name tag was. And they were like, no, he's fucking around. That's really Misfit. And I was like, okay. Like,
That was from last Hackamania.
that was Hackamania this week, 2
No,
weeks
no,
ago.
the picture you were sent
thought it
was
was
from
Miss
the
America.
the first Hackamania.
Oh, I don't know. I was,
I know because people sent me that picture too from a year ago.
Oh, so it. All right. So
It was Misfit
See, I
from
thought it
last
was the
year's
same fucking-
Hackamania.
I thought it was because it came from different people. I thought it was the same thing.
No, it was from last year. This is going on for over a year, dude. Like I got involved. I was friends with Misfit until last Hackmania when I was friends with him and Michaela, and that shit happened, and I took Michaela's side, so Misfit got mad at me. But yeah, that picture was from last year, the Kafer thing.
I'm with you, Chris Mack. I can't keep track of anything either.
Yeah.
And,
It's all dumb fucking shit, dude.
I'm not
But that's
really,
what I'm saying is that Misfit went into this thinking he was going to have a problem with Michaela, and he did.
Okay, I will tell you that I was introduced to Michaela the night before this happened. And when I was introduced, somebody leaned over and whispered into my ear to stay away because
Yeah.
she's nuts.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Right? So when I walk in the bar the next night and there's this lady that I've been told is nuts engaged in an argument, it's hard not to look, right?
Right. But is it gaslighting or is it to the truth? Because I've never had an issue with Michaela. She's never been weird or fucking crazy to me.
Well, yeah, but I've
talked to her a bunch.
heard her name in Melton's chats and in other chats with people.
Yeah, because
like,
a bunch
"You
of
gotta
dudes said
stop
she's a
it."
fucking weirdo.
Oh, okay.
I
You know,
mean, same as like when you get DMs about me. Like, I'm a weirdo. It's the
Yeah.
same shit, dude.
But that's kind of why I wanted my wife to go with me to Hackmania, because it's like I didn't want to be like the creepy old
Because
dude that
Crumb's
people
a weirdo?
thought was sitting at home all alone, and then only going to these events. So we had Mrs. Buckman coming along. So MBS,
And that's
I'm
brave
gonna-
of her. That's brave of her to go into that. Like
Stunning and
blind,
brave.
basically. She doesn't know what she's getting into.
Aren't
wife's
there a
a
lot
tripper,
of
man.
But there
She
seem to
loves
be a
you.
lot of people that like her too, right?
Of course. Because when it boils down to real life, everyone's cool. We're all fucking just hanging out, having fun. We say dumb shit on the internet, and then people go crazy with it.
Opinion. You honestly shouldn't expose your wife to all this. My wife's got way more on the ball than I do. So
My wife told me that I used to bring her to comedy shows all the
Wait,
time. I
where
used to
did the
hang
ball
out with
come from,
people on
though?
the internet, and then we go to shows. And she told me like, "No, I'm done with this. These people aren't even funny. These comics we're paying money to see are not even funny." Big J Ogerson.
the only thing, this is Chris Mack.
like
The
the
only thing I've heard about Michaela that I found a little odd was she apparently found both Melton's wife and Aaron's new girlfriend on Facebook or something and tried to add them as friends. Wow. And, I
She's an old lady,
Her
Chris
her
Mack.
her antenna is sort of not fine tuned.
She's just like a normal person thinking like, "Oh, I want to become friends with these people." 'Cause
Yeah,
she's
but
just,
it's not.
that's I'm sure I'm wrong.
She started following
No,
me right after Hackmania.
Wait. Okay. Yeah, I think I see her in the background.
Yeah. I have her tied up
Yeah, she started
in the
following you
window
just-
behind me.
I don't know.
And
I like everybody, dude. Like honestly, like maybe that's my fault.
Even
I,
Hitler.
I'm friendly with a lot of people, and then then if I say I'm friendly with this one person, then other people are like, you can't be friends with him. It's fucking you suck. I don't get it.
it is very territorial.
I mean, I'm friends with Mr. Blue Sky, and you know how many people tell me you can't
Yeah.
be friends with this fucking dude. He's from Europe.
Really?
Yeah. But it's the reason why, like, I don't let everyone be my friend. It's very exclusive. So it's a totally different thing. Okay.
Well, I'm not even really his friend. I'm begging to hang out with him.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll have to head to Europe
Oh, that's my
No,
dream. I
European.
want to hang out in the fjords.
or have him come back or have him come here. It would have been
open
fun to
invitation.
have Rochi at Hackmania. Speaking of Europeans,
I mean, that's a good point. Most of the fucking people from overseas are funnier than most of us Americans in this dabbleverse. Like
More funny looking.
Eckel,
That's different.
Rochi, Mr. Blue Sky, the Australian guy, fucking
Oh, Aussie Dean.
yeah. And I don't get
Oh, you just doxed him, man.
Yeah.
they have a better grasp on a lot of this shit than we do.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know, but look, I'm not
I
in the
think you-
discords. I'm not in a lot of the stuff, so I don't really know. Chris Mack, for the record, I like her. I think Crumb is correct that she is a little bit older and was trying to connect with the best intentions. But in this corner of the interwebs, it's sort of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he is correct.
yeah. And but I also think
But pretty harmless.
people do things thinking it's going to, like, their intention is, check this out. Look who I found, right, on the web. And they show, and instead of people saying, "Oh, wow, that's cool," they're like, "That's kind of creepy," you know. So they don't know what the reaction is going to be.
I have another point, and take it for what it's worth. But I'm friendly with a lot of people that are in this dabbleverse shit, right?
He
and they
likes
send me
everyone.
messages like,
Don't be weird.
well, I mean, they send a lot of money to these people, and then they'll send them like a DM, like they'll send the people they send a lot of money to, the hosts of these shows, and they're like, they're so mean to me when I send them a message like, "Hey, have a great holiday," and then you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a disconnect. A lot of these people they spend a lot of money on these shows. Like Michaela, fucking, she's one of those type of fans you would love to have as a content creator, because she spends money. She's been at every Hackmania. When people are trying to fucking fuck with her, she still goes, right?
But
so like,
go ahead.
I mean, my point is like, there is a disconnect from the host to the subscriber, because a lot of the hosts are very open. You think that you have some connection to them. You can DM them. But then you get that, on air they say, "Oh, fucking so-and-so is trying to find my wife on Facebook. She's a fucking psychopath." It's like, not really.
No, but it's
content.
weird that she then asks Melton in a DM like, "Hey, why? Like, what the fuck? Why didn't she accept my friend request?
Well, yeah,
or can you
that
tell
is-
her to accept my friend request?"
Because
there's
people
something
think
that
they have a
isn't really.
connection.
Yeah, but the parasocialness of it is like, why isn't everyone doing that then?
I get what you're saying, but there is a subsection of people that are going to think that they have a connection to these people that they give tons of money to. So they think that, like, oh, my
But
money
she
is
does.
access.
She's not one of the big spenders outside of going to the events, is she?
She
I don't see
subscribes to
her.
everybody. She's been at every
well,
Hackmania. I mean, she spends money. I'm not.
So
I'm
does
I'm
all
just-
the members in the members chat or whatever.
But
Opinion. She has the
you-
boomer mindset. I want to call.
exactly. That's a good point.
I want to
I-
call the
I
police.
think if he's talking about looking the people up on Facebook and friending them, that's one thing. But if he's talking about what you're talking about, with thinking that they're friends with people that they super chat, I'm calling bullshit, because that's not a boomer mindset. That's what 3/4 of these people do in there,
Yeah.
who are 35
right,
and
Schmuel.
under. They
think
think
they're friends
super
with-
chatting
with
people are
Patrick.
like, "Oh, I'm super chatting Carl, therefore Carl must be my friend."
Yeah. And if I
it's
DM
not.
him and I send him a message, he's got to respond to me. And if he doesn't, I'm pissed, because I gave him $200. You know what I
Like,
mean? Like,
I would
I know for a
never
fact this is
ever
true.
have that mindset.
Because you're not a crazy person.
Exactly. So they're crazy.
Well, I mean, I'm not. I guess
That's
I
the
said
argument
it, but I'm not.
there.
I'm trying to be like,
I
if
tricked you,
if
man.
you're out there on the internet, you're gonna have a fucking subsection of crazies that think that they have access to you, because they do, really, in a way.
So my personal expectation with these people is to be able to walk up to them in an event when they're doing like a meet and greet and say, "Hey, Carl, my name's Schmuel. I sent it."
Yeah,
and he goes,
that guy.
and he's like, "Oh, that's really nice." And I'm like, "That's great. Really love your work." I walk away,
Yeah.
And then
He
you go
walks away.
to your joint hotel room because
and
you
we're
then
right,
know.
and we don't have, and that's the extent
Yeah.
of it. Not,
That's- yeah.
"Hey, Carl, I need this, I need that. Will you wear these pants for me?"
Yeah.
I just don't want you to treat me like a dick. Is really what it comes down to. And
also, who the hell
Yeah, but
even
there's those
wears
people that are
pants
treated like a
these
dick,
days?
and then they get fucking lippy. You know?
yeah, I guess.
Sorry, MBS.
I guess, but a lot of these, when MBS was talking about the parasocial relationships, what I've seen with some of these guys is they'll super chat, they'll like want to say Crumb is a thing. They want to become your friend. You don't respond to them like a friend, and then they get pissed off at you.
Yeah.
And then they're turning on you, and to me that's
I
just
hate you.
fucking
Please don't
insane.
leave me. Oh, it's
Right.
Yeah, that's basically what Carmick did with fucking Pat Dixon. He thought he was buddies with Pat. Pat gave him, like
was
an
this
honest
dachshund?
fucking evaluation of what he thought, and then now it's fuck Pat Dixon, KB's rules. Like, I mean, am I wrong?
I don't think it played in my mind. I think what happened was Pat did what Pat does. He got insulted by it, and he seems to be a sensitive guy. It stuck with him. He got drunk, and he went over the top with it. And if you got to see, I don't know how long. I think Harley Quinn was on that show for a really long time, but I saw a little bit of it.
Dr. Harley.
On Saturday, where Harley was trying to talk some sense into him, saying, "Hey, you really did, like with the Taz stuff. You really did sound kind of like a little bit over the top."
And also, you really did say the words, or like the sentence of like that he loves her or whatever.
Right.
But Carmick said he's like, I used to give Pat so much money, and then he gave me 2 minutes on his show and kicked me off. Like, he was expecting something for his payment.
Right, but that's not how. Right, but it's also it's not how Pat.
It's not even in the fine print. You can't find that anywhere.
It's not in the terms of service of super chats.
We know this, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Right.
And like we're not saying that they are the worst people in the world because they're kind of weird and not like they're not doing the appropriate social thing. We're just saying that they're kind of weird, and we actually agree on this.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
We agree. We agree.
No, look, man. I hope in a year from now we're still talking about Carmick, and he and Pat get their thing done. I think some of the stuff, knowing Pat, I think some of the stuff where he says, "Oh, Pat was telling me what to say" or whatever. I think Pat can't go on MLC because MLC won't have him on, and so Pat's pointing stuff out like that. This is what Pat would say if Pat were on. It's not telling you what to say, but it's in.
I mean, my experience with Pat, he had me on like one time, and then like he's like, "Oh, I'm going to throw you in to the regular rotation," and then I was on for like a week, and then I didn't hear stuff forever.
Yeah, that's
just how Pat is. And did I take offense to it? Did I go online and start trashing Pat? He wasn't going to send me the link again? No, because it's like, whatever, dude.
Yeah. All right, guys, we got to rock and roll, and I really, really don't want these things going 3 hours. So I'm going to bail out and bail you guys out with me. Peter Sky Parker, thank you so much for being here. And
wait, what felt weird?
I enjoy it.
Yeah. What?
I don't. Going 3 hours feels weird.
Oh.
We can keep going, man. This is fucking.
No, I know, but it doesn't.
12-hour stream.
It doesn't help me. It doesn't.
No, we're trying to help you. It's for your own good.
It doesn't help me. No, I'm kidding. It's just not
trying to help.
I don't think it's good because then we don't get if I try to get somebody to watch the stream, they're like, "There's no fucking way I'm watching 3 hours." So
so let's just start a new one.
You guys.
All right,
I think you and
Mr.
Pat
Blue Sky, we're gonna go live.
Might have played off each other.
The only one playing was Pat. Crumb didn't play shit.
Well, I mean, I don't. That's not what it is. It's the way Pat is. Like Pat said to me when I started doing this, and I was like sort of doing these Hackverse updates or Dabbleverse updates, and Pat said, "Hey, man, why don't you come on and do that here every week?" And then it lasted 2 weeks, and then it just never went anywhere. So that's it.
Wait, what is Opinion saying about I sent a picture to Tukey as a baby?
Tukey's been doing the looking pictures of kids, and they guess the fans and creators send in pictures of what they look like it was a baby, and then you try to guess who they are.
Oh, okay.
So, all right.
No, I haven't
Could-
done that. That'd be fun. But I don't consider myself anybody or a creator.
All right.
I don't
Listen,
think
guys,
he knows who I am.
I'm bailing. Good night.
All right, man.
All right.
Later.
Take care. All right. Bye.